this live or in a VOD. Which
I
I have many
I
questions.
I
And it
yeah,
doesn't matter if Griffin survives.
You can have your existential crisis after the episode, okay?
Got it. I'm on duty right now, so I can't.
Bingo.
Understood.
You have to earn a paycheck.
Yes,
Then you,
ma'am.
Buh, buh.
That sounded like, almost sexually excited there. Yes, ma'am!
oh my god.
We are
Uh-huh.
we are just a bunch of
Fraternization between the enlisted and the officers is discouraged by Starfleet Command.
Yeah, we are just a bunch of chuckle fucks.
And
not
on the
specifically
back of
prohibited.
that, I apologize, YouTube. Hi, I'm AD
God.
Springer, also known as Corbinian.
First 10 minutes. First 10 minutes.
This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour. I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian, and this is another episode of the totally PG-rated show of Star Trek Frontiers, as we follow the adventures of the USS Andromeda in its original series era, well, somewhat before it. And the cost of life, I think everything's going to be fine. This can be one of those softball ones where you learn about baseball or hockey or something. I somehow think I'm wrong, so I'll hand it off to the GM to correct me.
And I to the captain.
Captain's log, stardate 1484.6. We are at Outpost 11 along the Klingon border. A false alarm suggested a Klingon invasion, but the outpost team have confirmed there was no such incursion. This exercise has been useful, however. The outpost has long-term medical stores the doctor needs to replenish supplies so that we can treat Chief Operations Specialist Griffin. On that note, the doctor has informed me that the chief operations specialist should be able to return to duty in 48 hours after he can perform an abdominal reconstruction. And right now we have 3 directives. 1, ensure the border is secure. 2, respond to outpost alarms. And 3, maintain crew readiness. Simple episode, nothing's going on. We just gotta heal our injured and man the border, show the flag. We'll be fine.
How many threat?
200
This
per
is a 3-thread episode.
Uh-oh. I was wrong, folks.
You were saying, Captain?
I stand by what I said.
Just watch the border. Those mirror Klingons will be here any day now.
We
This is why you commanded
go
on Archer.
to the go to A deck. Where Lieutenant Revere is waiting with Engineman Hrusk. To transfer the medical supplies. Hrusk speaks up and says, Lieutenant, if you would not mind, I would like to consult you on something.
Sure thing. What's on your mind?
Says the promotion board for chief, they want to see theoretical knowledge, not just practical acumen. And although I do have some distance to go yet to be considered, I believe I should start inquiring to gain the theoretical expertise. And I found something that I think is interesting, and with your help, I might be able to test and confirm some experiments done on board the Constitution.
Happy to
He
help.
takes a data tape out of his pocket and hands it to you.
Okay.
He says, I downloaded the results of the experiment. They, or the transporter chief conducted an experiment where they beamed an item up and then beamed it back down while keeping while splitting half of the energy from the beam into two different transporters and filling in the missing energy with energy from a reactor. He describes it as a sort of replication.
How much time do we have, like, right now?
Not much. Not
Okay.
Yeah, because what he's talking about definitely sounds like you'd actually have to like do some research
Right.
first to even get a good setup, like a long-term project.
Sounds very interesting. I'd be happy to work on it with you, but I think we'll have to wait till after we get the supplies aboard and safely stowed. And then let me review this data, and I can hold up the tape before I slide it into a pocket. And we'll set up a lab and see what we can do. How's that
Says,
sound?
Thank you for consideration, sir.
Of course. Part of why I'm here.
And then Conway comes up the ladder and says, Lieutenant, the captain just confirmed with the outpost. We're ready to beam over the supplies. The doctor wanted me to remind you, personnel transporter, not cargo transporter. There are some live samples.
Understood. $84.6.
So you have a transport task.
Very good.
And this is pad to pad, so control engineering, difficulty 0, assisted by sensors plus science.
Okay, and transport. I have a transported replicators focus. I will give you a threat just because I know what happens when I only roll 2 dice without a reroll.
Oh yeah, you changed it. Someone changed it on Hurusk, but not you. You should change that for now to transporters and synthesizers.
Okay.
Because like I was
Replicators
indicating
shouldn't
with
exist.
yeah with Hurusk, it's super replication is super experimental.
Okay, see if I spelled that right. That'll work anyway. Okay, so here we go. Let's get some momentum on the table. See, this is why I did that for the bold.
The ship rolls 2 because of the advanced systems.
There we go. So, all right.
So that's 3 momentum gained and a complication. Threat
Uh,
or comp?
I re-rolled it with bold. Didn't get
Okay.
a hit, but got rid of the comp.
So 3 momentum gained.
It's 2 17s.
Conway kneels down with a medical tricorder and takes some readings and says, "Looks good, Lieutenant. I'll get it to med bay." And he scurries off.
Thanks, Conway.
We switch scenes
Goodbye, momentum.
as Conway enters med bay with several secure packages and says, Doctor, the hydrobetazine from Outpost 11, along with some additional kits to replace the ones we used on the planet's surface.
Very good. Conway, give Shoshalin the hydrobetazine.
He does. Shoshlin says, I can get this into a correct series of dosages. Give me 10 minutes, Doctor.
Very good.
And someone can use Shosholin. Assuming the doctor wants to activate them as a support rather than do this himself.
I think this is a good opportunity to get our
Sure, I got it.
to give our new Andorian something to do. And she has a pharmacology focus, so
All right.
She could actually choose from pharmacology or immunology here because the drug she's working on is in part helps the immune system.
All right. Control medicine?
Yes, control medicine, difficulty 2.
Okay, we have no momentum.
There should be 2 on the board.
Oh, hold on. There it is. Okay, sorry. Does she have...
She's better with threat than momentum because she gets bonus momentum for each d20 purchased.
Oh, I've never played an Andorian before. When you succeed at the
Andorians?
task where you purchase 1 or more d20s by adding threat, you generate 1 bonus momentum for each. Okay. All right. 1 threat then.
All right. And assisted by computers medicine.
Comp. Sounds like.
That is a complication. Would you like to keep it or not?
Sure. I'm feeling bold. I'll keep it.
All right.
And how much momentum did we generate off that? You said diff 2?
Diff 2, so 2 momentum generated and a bonus momentum generated.
Just 1?
The complication is that you prepare 15 of the needed 10 doses, but when trying to use one of the input boards for the medical computer, which was made for someone who is taller than you, you accidentally knock over the case that has 5. So breaking and spilling on the floor. So you still have the amount you needed, but
no extras.
You have no extras and you've gotten some on you.
Okay. Can I spend, so we generated 2 momentum and 1 bonus momentum from intense, correct?
Yep.
It'd be 2, wouldn't it? Because you bought 2 dice.
I bought 1
No.
die.
They only bought 1 die.
Oh. You only roll 1 die, don't you? That's how it works. Don't mind me, everybody. I'm awake.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. You've only been playing this game for what, 50 years? Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Can I spend
queen.
1 momentum and 1 bonus momentum to generate the advantage that the doses here are particularly strong, which will help counter an infection? You know, give an advantage on preventing an infection or something? So I presume that's what the immunity drugs are coming are doing.
That is a secondary effect. The primary effect is that it allows the doctor to have the body regenerate tissue without instead of
rejection.
scar tissue, but
Okay.
like actual functional tissues.
Sure. Can I say then that the advantage is that the dose is so pure and clean that it gives him an advantage on that?
Yes.
High quality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like you're supposed to have the purity within like 5%, but she got it within 2.
exactly. So yeah, you see, you dismiss Shokulin to work, and then you hear a crack for a minute, and she says, good news and bad news," and she's pulling out some sci-fi vacuum to clean things up. Good news is the purity tests on these are very high. You should have no problems with any organ denial or any problems with the immune system while operating. The bad news is we don't have any extras. I might have had an oops moment and I knocked some over.
An oops moment. Okay. Well,
I'm only Andorian. I'm not a god.
hmm. Well,
I mean,
I'm sure we'll make do with this.
If you want, I can go up to the transporter bay and see if they can transport more.
It would be appreciated, but for now I presume we have to start preparing for the surgery.
And the doctor would know. From what the captain said, you felt pretty lucky that this outpost had some in
On
deep
hand.
yeah, they had it in deep storage because as a resupply point for ships during the war. If this doesn't work, the conversation you had with the captain indicated that she would have to end the patrol early and go back to K4. Like there isn't
Okay.
another place out here to get this stuff.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, the nearest store of it would be at K4. We're lucky that this outpost had some in war surplus. Again, I'll make do.
So the doctor, you're looking at control medicine, difficulty 1 now.
Okay. Control medicine. Do we have any momentum on the board?
3.
3. If it's only diff 1, I'll spend 1.
You're going to be assisted by sensors medicine.
Cool. Physician trait.
Physician knocks it down to 0.
Cool. In which case, I'm still spending the 1 because it gives me a reroll for comp control. Surgery focus.
Yes.
I'm just quickly I'm making sure I'm not.
So we see a Aurelian in full surgical garb. Beginning abdominal surgery.
And Shoshilin can assist.
Excellent. Yeah, she's got like, her head covering for the surgery definitely has to, be specially made to cover the antennae.
Yes.
Can it be to not cover the antennae?
Well, I depends on how much they transmit diseases. I guess maybe they have holes in them.
No, I would imagine it's like two little like you have a helmet that has like 2 little plastic tubes coming out the top that are bendable.
Yeah, it's like a biker horn with helmets or with like horns on it, but they're not decorative.
That's so funny. I will need you to administer the dosage on my mark, and I'm gonna roll my 3.
Right away, sir.
5 momentum generated. 6, 7 momentum generated.
Okay, control medicine pharmacology, GM?
Yes.
Please comp, please comp.
I was gonna say.
Uh-huh.
So, additionally, guess what? Because of my medical officer talent, when I attempt a task using medicine and I have assistance, I also generate a bonus momentum.
So I think you have 6 on the table.
Like 6 bonus momentum?
No, no.
Or
Um,
6 successes? No, wait, that's
no, you gained um
I know.
5, 6, 7, 8. You gained 8 momentum
That should
off
be
the
correct.
roll.
There we go.
yes.
Okay, so then you have yeah, Corbinian's got it on the screen.
Okay, so cool.
6 for the group, and then there's 4 bonus floating.
How's the prognosis, Doc?
Oh no, you are
I'm
Just-
completely unconscious.
I would
Okay.
hope she's unconscious during
Completely
abdominal
unconscious.
surgery.
You know, they've got
It's
good
very
local
important.
anesthetic.
It's very important that you be here tonight, but you are unconscious for the entire episode.
It's so that
No, we're
Winchester
not.
feels all right if I die on the operating table.
No, we're not doing.
Nothing in
No,
what
we're
I said has been incorrect so far. Just
no, we're not doing
That's-
that episode from the end of season 2 of Next Gen.
Yeah.
Narrow that down a little.
I don't know what that is, so we could be. Who knows?
The bad one, the clip show episode with
Jeez,
Riker.
Ray.
But we are doing the
Oh.
accelerated alien pregnancy episode from whatever season that was.
The one in Enterprise or the
Anyways.
one in TNG?
Yes.
Oh my god.
So, GM, what was the result of that roll? How'd it go?
Yes, please. Please, I'm begging you.
Doctor, you've completed
You're
the surgery.
so unhinged.
You've placed structural guides and the medication. You expect after about 24 hours, the chief's op specialist's liver will grow back from its current 20% remaining mass. The large and small intestines will be have all of the perforations repaired, and you will have a she will have a spleen which is 30% damaged, rebuilt.
Okay.
The medicine's going to allow her to do that on her own. You just had to place basically like structural guides for the organs to grow along, and then you'll have to remove those eventually.
It's like growing
So-
tomatoes.
Basically.
Tomato vines, not the actual tomato.
So here's the question. With all this bonus momentum I have, this 4 like bonus momentum I have, can I cut any of that time down for her recovery?
Not really. The time is the time. There's no safe way to do that.
Okay.
There yeah, you could spend it on other things, but the time is but that's just how long it takes.
Okay. Could I spend those to like minimize the chance of like post-op complications?
You could.
Cost of 2?
Yeah.
If it's a potency 1.
You could make a potency 2. That's fair.
You
I
could
could
buy
make it
potency
both-
too, yeah.
Because I have the bonus momentum for it.
Yeah. You could spend
And
all 4.
I was gonna say I might as well spend it or lose it. And I can attribute that to the very high quality distillation of the medication. Well, it looks like she will pull through. She will require quite a good day of bed rest while her organs repair themselves. That is still a long healing process. Regenerating entire organs from nothing is a tricky process. It's not like I can just give her a pill and have her grow a new kidney or something.
I mean,
That is literally what you just did.
the future.
No. It's a spleen. It doesn't work on kidneys.
Spleen and liver. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still working on the pill that lets you regrow your kidney in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, the one for your kidneys like takes a week, which is really annoying.
All right, we switch.
You did an
scenes.
excellent job, Doctor. Are we going to include on the report the little oopsie moment?
Well, considering the quality of the medication, I don't think it's necessary to report.
Oh, thank you.
We switch scenes to the bridge. Yeoman Heron brings up a report to the captain and says, Captain just had the latest set of orders decoded. Outpost 11 is reconfirmed, no detected Klingon signatures. But the Commodore wants confirmation to your satisfaction.
Yes, we will
And he
remain in
hands
the
over
area.
the pad.
Yeah, and she'll sign it and she'll say, we will remain in the area for 48 hours to ensure the health and stability of one of our crew and to ensure that there's no possibility of a threat, and then we will continue on our pre-scheduled patrol.
Ensign Kaufman will turn around in her chair and say, I suggest a grid pattern search, Captain.
Excellent idea. I would like you and Chief Aratana to execute such a pattern. Also, can we get someone in the helm spot? I feel like we should have a helmsman.
Yeah, if we're doing a search
Your
pattern.
helmswoman's in sick bay.
Yeah,
you
but we
do
have others.
Suzuki can do that. Y'all just weren't
Yeah.
moving.
Okay,
so.
then can. Okay,
Yeah, y'all were just like sitting off the outpost
sure.
doing a beam, but yeah, he moves over. So Aratana, I'll let you lead, and you can activate the ensign if you wish. But you've been asked for a search pattern for possible Klingon incursion.
I'm imagining it's like reason security or insight security.
If you were trying to work out an exploited flaw to help you detect them easier, if you're actually just like organizing the search pattern and the shifts for the pilot and for whoever's sitting at ops to check regularly, that kind of like taking command of the situation is going to be control security.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'll certainly take that. None of those focuses really land. That's okay.
Tactical sensors does. pretty big part of this.
Oh, okay. I won't argue.
Yeah, you're not looking for a specific flaw, but definitely like the whole point of the pattern is to get the sensors in the right place and then do a scan.
Would constantly watching fire in this case? Because I'm trying to locate a hidden enemy or danger.
Yes,
if there's
I
any.
would.
So I get a reroll for free. I wouldn't mind activating the ensign if someone wants to grab her, because that does. This is narratively, I'm instructing Kaufman on how you're supposed to do this. Like, I know more about it, and I'm trying to teach her
Yeah.
how to do the job. It's like, this is what
I'll
you
roll for
need to do. This is what you need to look out for.
Right, she's in security now because she's security officer.
Hey, the opening was in security.
Yeah.
We're not hurting for momentum. There's a fair amount of threat in the situation, so I don't want to make it any worse. What's the difficulty again?
2.
2. I have a reroll anyway. Between the two of us, ship helping.
Depending on what you focus on more, either if you're determined to do accuracy, sensors, security. If you're focused on a correctly executed search pattern that does not waste any time, you're looking at sensors con.
I'm gonna prioritize accuracy because letting a gap does introduce problems later. If the captain wants to speed up later, we can always speed up later, but we can't make up for missed gaps now.
You have 48 hours too, which is plenty of time.
Well,
hopefully.
this approach will overrun that 48 hours. But that's
Okay.
In the interest of that, then fitting mission parameter. I'll aim at con, try to get it speedily done. And what I'm thinking of doing is possibly spending momentum later, assuming a successful roll, to cover that gap.
Using con is not using con is doing it the Starfleet way according to regulations. Using security is like, I'm particularly like this is like you kind of doubling that constantly watching thing that you're doing. It's more intense than even regulations call for, but sometimes that's what you need. So yeah, don't feel like you're
Cutting corners.
Cutting corners.
All right. Yeah, I should be able to hit this. So I'm gonna roll the security. Bang. Yeah, easy done. Easily done. And Ensign Coffin, if you would, please.
So far,
Of
that's 1 momentum gained.
She does not have focus.
Should be 3. We have advanced sensors.
Oh, you're right. Yep. 3, 4 gained.
Boop, boop, boop. I'm gonna try to throw 2 at trying, even though keeping it within regulations and doing it at speed, finding ways to optimize it, because there's 2 of us kind of looking over the same data. So I'm trying to optimize the fact that there's 2 people going over the sensor data and double checking, rechecking our work. Part of it is just helping out the ensign, but also it's that constantly watching feeling of Aratana of always be like, nah, there's little ways you could sneak around these if I knew the regulations, how would I skirt them? Sort of thinking. And then telling Coffin, hey, this is a thing to look for. The regs don't say to look for that, but it's a thing to keep an eye on if you have more time. That sort of thing.
So you're ending for that, and is that a 1 intensity and then a Grand Kite spend, or were you spending more?
I will Grand Kite spend for that. That seems like
Okay.
it's very on mission.
Then we'll do border scans too.
And the one I'll actually ask a question.
Okay.
Beyond the obvious of scanning, for this pattern, I also want to. Are we covering the exact same ground as other vessels in the area, or is there any overage in our? Are we scanning even more territory than normal, or is it just we are literally rechecking what other people have scanned in the last patrol?
You are scanning what. There's no gap in the border outposts, and you're patrolling between outpost 11 and 12. But you can get much closer to any particular point than them because they don't move.
Right.
So anything you're scanning, they would have an increased difficulty because they're at range.
Right.
But it is already covered ground.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure how much coverage we have. That's good. That's good to know.
That, and I won't cost it. That's just free to know.
Then the question I will ask then is, any unique sensor challenges like in the area, like a particular quasar, type of star, radiation, particular weather formation, interstellar, astronomically, that sort of thing? Or is it mostly clear open space that we're scanning? Essentially checking if there's some brambles for people to hide in, sort of idea. It's like, just in case. Yes, the scans say it's clear, but that little area you could hide in if you were particularly patient. Oh, threat was spent. Probably to get me a cake. A poison.
It's a very common threat spend, surprisingly.
It's in the book too.
These are made out of cake.
Yeah.
We'll let them eat cake.
You do detect minor EM fluctuations. About 500,000 miles from Outpost 11.
I kind of take out a pad as I'm kind of checking over things. I scroll over to that part of the report and kind of circle it and kind of hold it up to Kaufman, going, I think this is something we might want to bring to the captain's attention. Don't you agree, Ensign?
I agree. Let's see what the captain wants to do with this, I guess.
Captain says, what should you bring to my attention?
Master Chief, if you would.
I turn in my chair and stand once you stand, and kind of surprised when you stand out of your chair, like,
Uh-huh.
kind of, I have to stand with you. Captain, I hold out the pad. There does seem to be a fluctuation in the area. It doesn't look like enemy contact, but it does seem to be a anomalous region that could present a problem to our scans.
Personally, I'd recommend we take the ship in for some closer scans and assess if it could actually be hiding potential incursions.
Understood. She turns the chair around and says, Suzuki, take us into this sector. And she says, yeah, continue your scans. We can only hope that prodding at this bush does not alert anything we don't want to be alerted, but we shall see.
Well, we just have to hope it doesn't catch fire or anything.
Perhaps, in an abundance of caution, we may want to consider, Captain and Ensign, the employing some probes or possibly going over some of our long-range in-depth scans through science and see if there's anything we need to worry about. I mean, I don't want to be accidentally setting whatever this is on fire. I mean, all my tactical sensors tell me is whether or not it's going to shoot at us or it's a tactical threat. More detailed information is the realm of sensor specialists.
If you believe it to be prudent to stay back, she turns around to Suzuki and says, "I'll stop."
Aye, Captain, I'll stop.
And then she turns back to you and says, "You may fire a probe."
Yes, Captain.
All right. We shift
And hey, we
scenes.
now have and at least we have a science officer to interpret that probe data now.
Yeah.
Ah, we're all dead.
Which also means the game
Oh,
master
God.
gains 3 more threat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
17
Hey.
threat, no big deal.
Thanks, Inverni.
You're welcome. I can leave and come back again if that gives you more further.
Yeah, no, it loops like that.
I don't think that's how that works.
You're considered
That's
considered a
how that
new
works.
object each time you enter the battlefield.
Yeah, that's how that works. Don't worry about it.
Griffin.
I'm
You,
asleep. Yes.
Find yourself in the hallway. Yes, this is a new scene.
Roger.
In the main hallway on B deck, which is unusual because you were just stabbed by a Klingon.
Yeah, that's weird. I look down to see if I'm still bleeding.
You pull up the bottom of your uniform shirt and you see you are not. You see a scar, but no blood.
Got it. Probably been out for a bit then. Hope I didn't sleepwalk here. I'm going to head to medbay, I think.
As you head to medbay, you encounter the engineer working on a panel. And Revere, you will want to scroll up under NPCs, the cost of life folders. This is not
Oh, fun.
technically Revere, so you'll want to review that sheet real quick.
Oh,
Oh dear.
Tell me if when you found it, so I can make sure.
yes, I have the sheet. Let me.
Okay. Yeah. Soloris, Inverni, Revere, and Aratana all have one of these, but not all of them are relevant yet.
Oh, I might
Fun.
get one of
Okay.
these. Cool.
You're the doctor. There's a reason.
Okay.
Hmm.
Say, Lieutenant, anything wrong with medbay?
Hold on, I'm still.
Yeah, whenever you're good.
No, do that.
Very
Do that.
interesting.
Tip it. I'm not gonna say that.
If you're unsure of what everything means, you can message me and I'll clarify.
You also duck away. You can also pull them into the other voice channels.
I can do that too if it is not clear. If it's clear, then
Give him the secret briefing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
if
not
everyone else has one of these, I could also leave temporarily.
not everybody else has one. You and the doctor.
Okay.
Yeah, I might need a little bit more of a briefing that I'm able to get from the sheet here.
Actually, for the benefit of the audience on the Twitch stream, if you and Tweer want to like jump to like 10 forward or something real quick.
Cool. Tweer,
Okay.
let's go to 10 forward.
Yeah, sure. Hold on.
Where's 10
Hold
forward?
on.
There we go.
Where is 10 forward? There it is.
Imagine a ship
Right.
with more than 3 decks. That's
No,
inconceivable.
Did he leave as well?
Damn it.
Wait, no.
He did. He did.
You.
Oh my god.
Review.
Oh.
Okay, so Revere, you're basically a personification of the body's ability to repair itself.
Okay.
Your values are pretty important. You will not do anything hostile in any situation. You're there to repair.
Okay.
And you will sacrifice things if needed. Soloris, your personification of ego, right? Higher
Mhm.
reasoning.
I'm very good
Um,
at that.
I think everything else on your sheet should be pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I get it. I am ego and okay.
Inverni, you're the body's ability to sense things, right?
Mhm.
It should be pretty clear if you read the sheet. And Aratana, yours is pretty much summed up in your assignment.
Yeah.
So, and your values. So,
And we are
Uh,
representations of her consciousness, right, Griffin?
your representations of parts of her and her understanding of you, like
Okay,
her,
it's
her
mixed. Okay.
understanding. Yeah, your representation of the chief's ego, and she manifests that as Soloris, right?
Okay, okay.
In the kind of drug-addled state. So,
Gotcha.
all right, I think we're good to
That
go. So,
exists in the universe that I'm in now.
yeah. You come up across the engineer.
All right. I say, hello, Lieutenant. Something wrong with sickbay?
Henry, that plasma torch.
Sure. I'll lean down and try and grab
And,
plasma torch.
Revere holds up like a pair of very dark goggles and stuff. Look away! I've got to do this weld. Sorry,
Yes,
Chief.
sir.
No time to talk. There's still a lot of damage to repair. The new supplies helped a lot, but still a lot of work to be done.
I'll turn away.
Right. You walk into the med bay. You see no one inside, but you do
Okay.
start to hear a commotion outside.
That's weird. I'll pop the door back open, carefully not looking at what I assume to be welding happening of some sort.
You see several strange creatures approaching the engineer in the area he's working on. He has not seemed to notice them yet.
All right. I'm gonna move here, and as I'm moving, I'm gonna say, "Chief, look out!" Not Chief. I'll be say, "Revere, look out!" And try and like body block the one closest, I guess.
Gonna call this a melee attack or what?
Yeah. Go for melee attack.
All right. Go for it.
Cool. We'll see how this does or doesn't help me. I've got Brazen too.
Are you fighting an infection in your own body that in your mind is manifesting as the ship?
Oh, that could be it. Yeah.
Hey, leave some episode for the rest of us.
It's a
Might
Taco
do the
Bell
filler
inside a
episode.
KFC inside your mind.
Yes. Brazen will help you in the first round.
Cool. And does quantum awareness do anything for me in this situation that I find
No.
myself in?
It does not.
Okay. Cool. That rules out some possibilities at least.
How come your internal medical scape gets to be a starship? Mine's just a Denny's parking lot.
You know the answer to that
Uh-huh.
question.
Some people treat their bodies like temples more than others.
Some people treat them like starships. I'll spend 1 momentum on this.
Over-engineered and expensive.
Yeah. Focus in hand-to-hand combat.
Yes.
I know this thing doesn't have
Wow.
hands technically, but
Oh,
I should
Tendrils.
not roll as Kaufman. I should roll as myself. There
I
we
think
go.
they're called phalanges.
That's true. actually.
Phalanges.
No, you
Yeah.
should roll as that doctor from before.
I still have access to that sheet, actually.
Not to actually you, but I'm pretty sure the plural is flagella.
Ooh, the Latin carries. Yeah.
He doesn't know either because he's not able to use them. Or
Oh,
it doesn't
okay.
have gender. So
Uh-huh.
that is 4 momentum gained plus 2 from Brazen. So
Yeah.
6 gained.
All right.
Bah,
4 float.
bah.
Nothing happens as you find out that it is immune to pain. So stun, it is unaffected by stun attacks. It's only affected by deadly attacks.
Oh no, something I can't just punch.
Yeah. I'll say, Lieutenant, you might want to get out of there.
What's the status of the repair I'm working on?
You need more time to repair this section, but overall, you have many repairs across the ship to complete as well.
Okay. Can I do something to get this section where it will hold until I can get back to it? Or is it already
Yes.
in a good state? Okay. Do I need to do anything or is it good to go?
No, you can give unless y'all have an ability to keep the initiative. Which I
There
think
was
the
more
rest of
momentum
them
out
I'm
there.
missing. Yeah.
So you could spend 2 to keep.
Griffin, do you need those 4 momentum for particular?
I should probably spend them on something. Like I could spend them on questions. What did I just hit? First question.
It looks like a giant bacteria.
Okay. That's one question. What else can I ask? Does it have hostile intent?
Yes, I will
Cool.
take one for that. It does.
Didn't before. It does now. No.
Yeah. I'd like to
I mean-
spend 2 for a scene trait, I think. I'm thinking something like learning to combat X, where X is these things.
Anything about solving for Y or showing your work?
No, I'm not going full algebra.
It's more logic than anything.
Learning to fight giant attacking bacterium. I don't know. Call them what you want to. But
Antibacteria measures.
antibacterial pugilist.
Learning from battle might be a way to put it.
Learning from battle. Yeah, sure. I like that.
If you'll take that, GM.
If I can spend on something.
No, I'm happy with antibacterial tactics.
All right, antibacterial tactics 1.
Tactics.
Cool. My tactic is I punched them in the face, and that didn't work, so I'm gonna have to try for something else.
All right. Are you going to swift task or are you going to let
I am not.
All right. Then I think it's going to take 2 off the table for the engineer to go. And that'll be daring engineering difficulty 2.
Goodness, my daring is not nearly as good as it used to be.
Yeah, you'll find you're much better suited to correct repairs, but you are capable of temporary measures.
Right, so emergency repair.
Yes.
Okay, you said difficulty 2. Still got my bold. So yeah, I will give you a threat for bold in the reroll. You reroll the whiff, see if I can get anywhere. There we go, hit it just.
All right. You repair a section of cable that transmits sensor information. But you have places to be.
Right.
So where?
as my minor move, can I get past this guy without
Yes.
engaging?
As
Yes.
long as they haven't melee attacked you, you can just leave.
Yeah, so I'm going to head for the next repair.
Right. The engineer just kind of bounds through the hostile bacteria and heads to start welding on the side of a
Right.
panel next to the bridge.
Got like 2 engineering kits under his arms. Hyper spanner in his tail.
Um, one of them is going to attack you, Griffin.
All right.
But due to a reduced infection chance 2, it has an increased in difficulty of 2 right now.
All right. Is Brazen 2 still helping me in the first round?
Offensively.
Okay, only offensively. Got it. I think that makes sense. Just thought I should check. And then does the trait I just made help in my defense? Have to refresh the scene guide.
Yes, that would help.
Antibacterial
So you're up
tactic.
by 3.
Alright.
They have the talent or the ability coordination. So just by having more than one of them present, the trait is going to be created of attacking from multiple directions. So that's going to bring the difference back down to 2.
All right. And I get to, because I think what we learned last time was I get to defend, but it costs me momentum to counterattack.
That is correct.
Okay.
So no successes,
Cool.
which means
Rolling to comp check.
they don't meet the threshold. It's difficulty 2.
Yes, but don't I still have to roll because it's an opposed task?
Yes, because this is 2nd edition,
Yeah.
not 1st edition.
Mm-hmm.
And momentum can be generated as well.
Yeah, so I generate 2 off of that.
2 momentum gained.
Can I not deal damage but do knockdown?
Oh well, isn't it a thing that we realized that you have to spend momentum in order to?
Yeah, but we have 6 momentum, so I can spend some.
Oh,
It is immune to stun injuries.
Okay, cool. Wasn't sure if that's what that counted as.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do knockdown because it's not going to take stun damage.
Got it. I'd have to spend to get the martial artist talent to make a lethal melee attack, which I could do, but I'm not.
You can consider altering, like creating a trait. Like you're not really injuring it, but maybe you're like tangling its.
I
also
manipulators.
Free notice. You kind of look down at your belt. There's a phaser on your belt.
Yes, but I can't counterattack with my phaser.
That is correct.
Like I'll do it when it comes around to my turn, but I can't do it now. You don't
have to spend the counterattack.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
if you succeed, you can't just say I move out of reach, so you're not tangling melee anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that then. I'm gonna move out of reach this way. Yeah.
All right. You're gonna get attacked again.
Because you deserve it.
It's true, I do.
What happens when you blow up buildings?
That was so long ago.
No effect. And I assume you dodge out of the way again.
We'll see if I make momentum though.
Go for it.
3
3
momentum.
gained.
You have 3 float.
Can I dodge past towards the bridge instead?
You can, yeah, you can dodge any way you want.
Okay. Dodge this way. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I have anything to do with these 3 momentum. And I can't think of anything off the bat, so I think they'll go away.
Two could help create the advantage noticed commotion, which is going to help you.
Okay, cool, yeah. I'll spend for that then.
Someone
Making a
has
lot.
noticed something going on. You have 1 remaining.
That one will go away. So I don't have
Okay.
anything to do with it.
Then instead of waiting until the next round, Marshall, you have detected an attack on the midsection, section B.
Well, yeah.
And you round a corner to see 3 invaders. And you do have your action because you've the advantage is that you noticed this and it got you here faster.
I am going to do I need to spend to have a type my type 3 destroyer of enemies?
Yes.
So I owe you momentum and threat.
I think that is opportunity to escalation 1.
I believe that's correct.
Does it make the War of the Worlds blomp sound?
And yeah, the marshal's gonna
Looks like a phaser type 3.
The marshal runs along and then just kind of sort of power slides along the ground, aiming the rifle up, and flicks the starts turning the knobs on the type 3 to set the weapon for charging it for. This sounded a lot more awesome until I had to check if I can set it for area or not, because I may be thinking first, Steve. I think you can do that.
I'm pretty sure phasers type 3s do have charge.
They do have charge. Charge for area. I was correct. I'm going to charge for area. And I'm shooting for lethal because no, these things should not be here. They need to die. And I'm going to buy a miner to aim because I don't want to miss. I believe that's 1, maybe 2. Extra miner's 1, yes. Okay, good. So I'll aim as well. And I will buy a die with momentum. Oops.
Okay.
Small arms focus, yes. Control security. Bang.
That's a hit with 3 momentum gained, and it would cost 2 to hit the other 2 targets.
Boop boop.
All right. How much?
It has a severity of 5.
Okay, which is good because of their nature as swarms. They have a resistance of 3. You annihilate all 3 invaders.
Zort.
Then
Just,
run.
I imagine because I don't have direct line of sight on the Master Chief, but just seeing this wide beam phaser go across all of them, as I've just dodged out of the way.
You, identify yourself immediately.
Chief Operations Specialist Gwendolyn Griffin, Master Chief.
I'll take Insight Security difficulty 0 from the Marshal.
Hey, disguises are totally a thing.
It's true, they are.
Investigation focus?
Yes.
So overkill.
For
Yeah.
momentum gained. This is a this is a valid but disjointed neural pattern. It's misplaced, but it is supposed to be broadly here.
For momentum, whose problem is this? Doesn't sound like a me problem. Whose problem is
Nope.
this?
Problem.
Well, that's the good thing about being you. You know what your problem is, and if it's not your problem, it's not your problem. You know that there are others that might be involved, like the engineer or higher command, but that's not your concern. You've never concerned yourself with things that aren't a threat.
So I suppose the better way to spend that would be, does it look like all hostiles have been eliminated? There's no like residual things that splattered into the roof or anything like that I missed?
Better way to do that would be to spin towards an advantage to help you on a next task to look into that.
I will certainly do that. Actually, it would be 1 and 1, so
Yep.
I'll do that.
Insight, security, difficulty of 3.
Are we just doing Osmosis Jones? Is that what we're doing?
I love how you got it in 1. Just
Uh,
as we came back.
Spending 3 to buy extra dice as the rifle is pointed at you as I demand, and then you identify yourself. I keep pointing at you for a second as I think,
Uh-huh.
and then I then immediately just start aiming the rifle around, looking at the walls and the floor, looking at you briefly just in
Right.
case, and then continuing to look around.
Okay. Got it. That's weird.
That looks like a well, it's difficulty 3, and you brought that down by 1 with the advantage you created. So 1 gained and a complication. You gonna keep that, or
You can have the threat.
okay?
Well, the parasite that just hid and wins back.
So there are countless invaders you need to deal with, but more important, you've noticed that this is not a single type invader, which is normally what you deal with. This is a triplet that works together. There is an invader who coordinates. There are invaders who consume, but most frighteningly to you, there is an invader whose sole task is to suppress you. There's only one of them that you're aware of, but it is out here somewhere.
Kind of shoulder the rifle and kind of look over at you and walk very close to you. Have you seen any others?
I saw the chief engineer. No one was in medbay though. I think I'm heading to the bridge.
I'll go with you, Narrow's Eyes.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. The scene shifts
Such a high concept episode.
I
Right?
love it. I love it.
I was gonna say I love it.
Are we back in reality? Oh, okay.
Sounds like disappointed.
I thought I was going. Okay, it's okay. We'll go
No,
back.
no, that'll happen later. That'll happen later, I'm sure.
You were so excited. That's hilarious.
We go back to Med Bay.
Oop, I'm the rose gold.
Conway walks over to you, Doctor, at your desk. And he says, Doctor, you'll want to look at these readouts. I'm getting unusual neural activity, including a lot of nerve endings at the extremities that are overly active.
Let me see that. And the doctor will take the chart, pad.
Reason medicine, difficulty 4.
Okay. What's the momentum on the board?
2.
2. Take 1 threat, 2 momentum to buy 2 extra dice. Infectious diseases focus.
Yes.
Cool. I'm just looking this over. Physician?
Yes.
Cool. Cool. So diff 3, and since this is to diagnose, okay, I only bought 1 dice using momentum, but I still get the reroll. Okay, cool. Rerolling the comp. I generate a momentum. I also generate a bonus momentum as a result of diagnostic expertise.
All right. You definitely have a form of neurovirus on your hand. Not neurovirus, sorry, a neural parasite. It doesn't seem to be viral. It seems to be
A parasite. Okay. Don't like that. With that bonus momentum I have, can I ascertain how it likely got into her system?
You can.
Cool.
You search through all your records. The only uncontrolled, the only thing that, the only variable you can't control for is you know that the beta hydrazine was correctly secured when you got it, but you only have records going back to when it was transported over here. All the other medications you used and tools you used, you have records going back to the launch date of the ship on when you or one of the corpsmen last used that tool or medication and then resealed it.
Okay, so I'm figuring that was the parasite that. So I'm figuring then that the parasite was in the medication that got transported over before we even got it.
That is a possible guess, yes. What you know is that it was correctly secured to Starfleet standards when it got here, but you only know what it was like when it got here. You don't know what it was like a month ago or 6 months ago.
Cool. Yeah. Improper storage conditions. Any number of things could have gone wrong. Cool. Cool. Gonna be having a conversation with the captain about that, because means that they're probably due for a medical inspection soon. But that being said, Tweer will stand up, look at the documentation. We must work quickly. These neural readings are indicative of atrophy as a result of a parasite.
Stress is determined just by medication, just by fitness, right?
Normally,
Yep, unless
yeah.
you're Vulcan.
Okay.
There's some talents that can do it as well. That can add command and stuff like that.
Yeah, if you got resolute as a human,
Yep.
you have to add.
Oh no. Oh,
Yeah.
why are you dumping so much threat? What are you doing?
Because you're a
Because
bird
I
brain.
am activating and increasing the severity of a previous complication. As you stand up, you see Corman Shalodin kind of look like they're hazy and kind of not fully aware of their surroundings, and then just falls over, like hits their head on the cabinet on the way down, and just like fully face plants on the floor.
Oh, ooh.
I would like to fire precaution.
Okay.
Once per scene, when an ally suffers an injury, you can prevent
I
that
think
injury.
you have to be in the scene, don't you?
It does not
No,
specify
you
that.
don't.
Yeah, I think
mean,
that's
Yeah,
unless it's
precaution's pretty
changed
awesome.
since
yeah, I think that's
since 2E,
Caution's
but the
whole
old
deal.
version didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to describe how the precaution would have helped them not succumb to the injury, basically, or the breach.
Well, I assume this happened because there's a brain parasite in her head, and I don't know how that could have helped.
Oh, well, no, he just put padding on the corners in the medbay. So
Yeah,
they
clearly.
cracks their head on like a pillow.
Makes the fall non-lethal.
I was thinking more like in a Aratana sense of, in the event that you're suffering from if you lost a lot of blood or you're feeling particularly woozy due to gas, go down to one knee and guide yourself to the ground rather than hit the ground. You'll be on the ground, but at least you're not dying.
So, yeah, I think you've caught me in a weird situation. They already had the injury. I just spent to have it reoccur with new intensity. So it's weird because you can't prevent that because that spend is already done. Was done like 2 scenes ago. And I did not spend for them to hit their head or anything. That was narrative description. I only spent to increase the damage of the injury they already had.
If they have, let's say, either they take stress, either they're injured and they're down, non-lethally or lethally, or they're either they have stress or they're injured, or they have a trait that isn't an injury per se.
Did a non-injury trait turn into an injury trait?
Yeah, I guess you could describe it that way.
Because the problem that'll still the only thing that the complication I'm introducing on top of this though is that you're still filling their stress track, so they're still going to be, even though I stopped them from going unconscious, they're still fatigued. Everything's at +1 difficulty. One of their attributes basically shuts off, and if they take any more stress, it's a whole new injury again. Because all I would have prevented is you would have filled the stress track, and then all I say is the injury doesn't happen. It's like, okay, but their stress track is still full. They're still fatigued, and that's still something they'd have to deal with.
All right, then narratively, how we'll describe that is, as she hits the floor, she still does look up, and you can tell that she's not unconscious.
Oh, my head. What happened?
Queer moves over and looks at like the vacuum cleaner of that she had used on like the table a couple feet away, has a moment of realization, then looks to Conway, says, Conway, prepare the other medical bed.
Yes, doctor.
I'm okay.
Do you think this was
I just
transmissive? Should we seal
fell.
medbay?
I just fell. I'm gonna be fine, Captain.
I'm the doctor.
That's what I said.
Thova, you'll need to choose an attribute. That attribute kit will always fail until the fatigue goes away.
I do? Okay.
Yep.
Sure. We'll pick reason. She doesn't seem very reasonable right now.
Yeah,
That's
she thinks the doctor's the captain.
It's really funny.
She's a slight concussion, maybe.
Doctor,
Okay.
if you want to spend a momentum, there is an answer to a question that someone just asked you that you could quickly think about and know the answer to.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds rad.
Yeah.
I think
you've seen this type of infection before. It's only going to be transmitted by a highly concentrated source directly applied by like fluids on the skin or in the body. So you're not really at risk if you take normal medical precautions. You don't think like this is going to spread. In fact, you are confident this will not spread through like air vents or through breathing the same air or anything like that. As long as the only way you're going to get infected is if you go well with the rest of the beta hydrazine wasted, right? The only way you're going to get infected now is dipping some feathers in someone's blood or
Yeah.
some other fluid.
Oh yeah. No, he's like that's the realization that he was coming to because like he looked at that like that vacuum cleaner and realized, oh right, she touched the tainted beta hydrazine.
That got splashed in and stuff.
Yeah, she got splashed with it. So that's probably how it got in. And as he starts looking over Thova, he looks Conway and then points to that cleaner. He says, "You need to secure that cleaner. Put it in a medical standard medical quarantine box."
Yes, doctor. Conway will like turn around and make sure that I'm presuming before it was just operating, but now he's like putting on like whatever the 23rd century equivalent of latex gloves is.
As Conway's securing that, you hear an alarm, Doctor, and I reveal you have lost all measure of higher neural function from the chief ops specialist.
Oh. This show would say that.
Shokulin will like turn her head loopily towards the thing and see the alert and say, "Uh-oh, I think we have another oopsie moment."
Yeah.
God.
Yep. So, Doctor, you see that warning.
Oh no. I'm going to need I keep forgetting what's the Star Trek neural good drug
stimulator. Oh, that's the device. I don't know a drug off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But yes, you can give me daring medicine difficulty 2 physician down to difficulty 1.
And we don't have any momentum
Nope,
now,
zero
do
now.
we? Cool. Well, it's diff 1.
Do you want
Infectious
Conway
dis-
to assist?
Yeah, it would be appreciated.
That is the last activation.
Hope you
Oh,
guys
it
don't
appears
mind.
to be a
So you
medical
can only do
episode.
this with Artana's permission.
I'm cool
Alright,
with it.
Artana.
Because it's only. Oh no, I take that back. Inverni gives you 3. Artana can give you a 4th one, so I take that
Yeah.
back. And Inverni's is at the crew's disposal.
Yes.
So I leave it to you guys. Is it cool if we activate
Yeah,
him?
go for it.
Yeah, it gives a chance for Shosholin to rest and recover the stress and come out of fatigue on her own. If she helps, she could technically help, but
But it would be a bad idea.
It'd be a bad idea. 'Cause she would stay fatigued into the next scene. So better for her to
Sign the
rest.
waiver, so that if this turns out to be a bad choice, it's entirely your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well, he's chief medical. It is his responsibility to keep his crew safe.
Exactly.
yep. Cool. Infectious diseases focus.
Yes.
There's
Cool.
one down here.
Daring medicine, you say?
Yes.
Okay, I just need 1. Whew.
You gain a momentum.
Alright.
And
Would imaging systems work for an assist if Conway's
No.
maybe like... Okay.
yes, actually it would.
Feeding information was my idea, basically. Maybe insight medicine for that? I mean, it's the same as daring, so it doesn't really matter, but...
Yeah, insight. I could see an argument for reason or insight, but it's too quick for reason in my
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
it's more
thinking.
Insight.
Yeah.
Yep.
This might roll twice, because the first roll didn't appear to go through.
Well, that's what you get.
Oh, and you'll want ship's sensors medicine.
Sensors.
There we go. Went through twice. First one is a success, though.
So that is 3-4 successes on a diff 1.
3 momentum gained.
3
And
momentum
then,
gain.
Doctor, you had an assist, so...
A bonus momentum.
Yeah,
happens.
so I generate an additional bonus.
The information you get for free, Doctor, is you do attempt to stabilize you do attempt to stabilize Griffin's neural readings. However, you detect 2 separate and distinct neural patterns. And you can either stabilize both of them or you can choose, but right now you don't have enough information to know more about the 2 patterns.
Well, I do get I do have a bonus momentum from the assist.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to spend that momentum to find out more information?
I could point you in a direction of getting more information, yes.
I will take that. Because otherwise that bonus momentum is going to go away.
Yeah.
Right. As he looks to Conway, fire up the brainstem imaging device. I'm going to need to administer a pinpoint administration of Alkacine.
Yes, Doctor?
To where neither pattern is matching your historic scans for the chief ops specialist to your liking, because they're both pretty weak. So there's a lot of information to correlate missing. There is one thing that pops in the back of your mind, and it is definitely not a standard Starfleet medical procedure, but you know it might technically be possible. If one of the Vulcan crew members can connect neurally with the chief, they might be able to help direct you to the correct pattern. But there is enormous risk in that.
Okay. Ooh. All right. That is that's I don't like taking unnecessary risks. Don't fly too close to the sun, my friends. Right now, I'm just trying to do everything I can to get Griffin stable.
And that has run you into a block where you can't at this moment, unless you want to make a split-second decision and choose one of these patterns.
Okay.
You're in a bit of a medical Kobayashi Maru.
Fun. Cool. Dr. Tweer will approach a comm panel and call up to the bridge.
Captain Slauris.
And we're actually going to transition scenes to the bridge. This conversation is still going to happen just like it was, but we're now focused on the bridge.
Okay.
So go ahead, Doctor.
Dr. Tweer to bridge.
Commander Slauris speaking.
I'm going to need the assistance of either you or Chief Aratana for medical procedure.
You don't know it, but maybe you can sense an eyebrow raise, and she says, "To what end, or for what purpose?"
I would prefer not to speak of it over open comm, as it concerns delicate medical information. Just know that it is a life hangs in the balance.
Yeah, she's going to look at Inverni, and she'll say, "You have the bridge," and then she's going to look at these two, and she's going to say, "Continue your scans as normal," and she'll say to you, "I will be there momentarily," and she'll start heading over to medical.
Fancy fair time.
Okay, Aratana.
100% says that on the bridge, by the way.
Not.
Inverni, you can give me reason, science, or security difficulty of 0, because difficulty. Actually, you get a free hit. I created minor EM fluctuations, so difficulty should be 3, and you've brought it down to 1. So reason, science, or security difficulty 1 as you get closer to the source of the EM. disturbance.
And we fired a probe at it rather than get there ourselves.
Yes.
Yes.
I think assisting you is a better idea for me rather than me doing it. Sure. That's the whole.
Perhaps. Sensor operations.
Yeah.
Or astrometrics, you know.
There might be something hiding
Sensor
in there.
operations.
Let me get rid of that. Don't have that anymore. Yeah. Oh, wait. Yes, the Cochrane Medal of Excellence. Haha, I forgot I had that. Let me read what that does again.
Probably something cool.
That's the one that doubles your crit range, I think.
That's not needed for this at all. It does not double my crit range.
That's Starcross you're thinking.
Yes, it doubles the spend of a determination.
Oh.
Incredibly useful. Not here though.
Does still
I'll just give
double
you
something.
momentum. Yeah, I'll give you momentum and just
Boop, boop, boop.
All right.
didn't press the button. Where'd it go? Oh, it showed me all the way at the
2
bottom.
momentum gained in a complication. You want to keep that or spin threat? 3
We'll spin
momentum
threat.
gained.
Ship assist.
Okay. No, this is
Reading
this
existing data.
is reviewing the results after receiving them.
Roger.
Yeah, you double check with Artana through the ship's security logs. What you have on the probe's sensors is a Type 7 population suppression torpedo, a Klingon weapon that supposedly had its entire stockpile surrendered and destroyed at the end of the war.
It's just sitting there in the EM
Yeah, I was gonna say,
fluctuation?
like a recently fired or a
It is
previously lost.
it is the remains of a fired weapon.
It is worth noting this was in an EM field or something. That's why we couldn't find it
It is
before.
creating the field.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it detonated, I imagine.
No, it's EM. It's just like making very faint transmissions of like mission completed, target suppressed, and that's kind of garbled until you get close enough and realize, oh, that's just a simple like radio transmitter. That's what you detected.
Okay. So if that is saying mission successful, population suppressed, it shouldn't be a harmful weapon. Is that actually true, or is it simply saying, hey, success, and it's got a full payload on it still?
This, according to the scans and the schematics that Artana pulls up, this weapon looks like it has been completely spent. Like its payload has been fired. And this is a fire and forget kind of torpedo. So rather than the torpedo being fired and detonating on the target, right, you fire it and then it travels to the target and then releases submunitions.
Yeah.
You just have the overall case that got the smaller, for lack of a better term, warheads to their target.
Yeah. Artana, are you familiar with the usage of this type of weapon?
Am I? GM.
Does your backstory include serving on any of the front lines of the war?
I served briefly on a ship in the tail end of the war.
If
the Republic.
Like in the war itself, or just like during the war?
It was in the Battle of Annex, so it was part of the war. I was a petty officer back then.
Then the most you saw were one day you evacuated a ground base that was manned by Starfleet security on Alpha Ceti 3 and basically got back the bodies of the Starfleet security, but so ravaged by parasitic infection that like even as a Vulcan, you found yourself like having to take a moment to collect yourself when you like passed the bodies in the hallway as they're being like taken to medical.
The most I've heard of these, sir, is the aftermath of them, and they leave some pretty riddled bodies. Basically, a very nasty bioweapon. But never really got to encounter one pre-fire or anything beyond that. Just the aftermath.
My thoughts are, with it being a fire and forget, it must have some rudimentary information on it, at least about what its target was. And if that was something previously unknown, it may well be worth recovering, collaborating and confirming information, and that. Though I would like a containment vessel prepared for this thing in case any biological agents remain, or if the case is for some reason booby-trapped.
Reason security difficulty 2. I have information for both of those directives.
I'm guessing Artana. Pretty please.
I don't have a focus here, I don't think. Well, tactical weapons, like understanding how weapons might... I don't know this particular one, but how ones in theory would operate.
Yep.
Difficulty what again? I apologize.
2.
2. I'll buy a die with a momentum.
All right.
Running sort of 3 security could reasonably
Oh,
assist.
assist with the ship's computer security.
Oh, that's good. I won't fire Starcross yet. That's overkill at the moment. Bang. God. Where were these rolls the other day?
And does it make sense for Running to assist with this or no?
You can.
He doesn't, but you know, it was the thought of he gave the orders. He's going to think about them.
4 momentum gained.
Oop.
He thinks about them, but he thinks no profound thoughts about them.
First, standard procedure is actually to use a standard photon torpedo because of its matter-antimatter warhead. It will annihilate completely the target. On an unshielded, unarmored weapon like this, that means it'll just everything in its vicinity will cease to exist. Better than any sort of containment, right? As to the target, Artana has to go through a decryption process and a translation process, but in the end, Artana, you determine this missile was fired from the from a warship in service to the Imperial Navy directly, not a house ship. It held a designation that includes the word terror, but you don't get a full decryption of the name of the ship. There's missing data. Maybe you could spend, maybe if you spent momentum or something, you might be able to like look up the records of ships or something and see if there's something that matches. But just the translation itself doesn't clear up the ship's name.
This
It
is
was
remotely
fired.
being able to pull data.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was fired 3 months before the end of the war to knock out this section of the detection grid.
Wait, so it was firing
and-
into space to... Because my experience with it is that it's some sort of bioweapon. Or like, that's why I saw it before. But this missile seems to be using it to disrupt our ability to see in this region, creating a sensor hole.
Oh no, its target. Yeah, I should have gotten. That was the next thing to get to. Its target is Outpost 10. So
Well,
it was
I guess.
suppressing. It was suppressing the people on Outpost 10 rather than the actual sensor grid. Basically, making the Starfleet personnel die, then they can't operate the sensors. So the sensors are still active, but they're not doing anything. Right.
Didn't we
So-
contact Outpost 10 just a while ago? Or he has well, this was months ago. Is there any reports of Outpost 10 being endangered?
They didn't report ever having been attacked during the war. This was a quiet sector.
This thing hit something else instead.
So I can say that you have a valid momentum spend for questions about Outpost 10, and you have a valid momentum spend for the name of the ship, and then anything else you want to spend for.
What coordinates does this thing think is Outpost 10? Like it said, I hit my target. I'm thinking it fired at what it thought was Outpost 10. And I'm like, okay, what do you think is Outpost 10, little missile?
So Outpost 10 is a station built on the side of a nickel iron asteroid.
Okay. So it just hit the asteroid.
The programmer of this missile messed up the targeting parameter by 180 degrees. So instead of hitting the outpost, it would have had to go through like 15 miles of nickel iron to get to the outpost. So it's just, you assume if you go look at the back side of the asteroid, there'll just be like several warheads sticking out.
The outpost never notice?
No, this is not a high explosive warhead. There's no way it would have caused any like tremors.
It just kind of stuck in the ground and released a bunch of bio agents into the air and into vacuum.
Each of the submunitions is like 1,000th of the size of a starship, so it's not exactly the kind of thing they were looking for.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Though, Lieutenant, there is the issue that perhaps there is undeployed payload sitting on the other side of Outpost 10's asteroid. They may have a biohazard just waiting for someone to stumble across, and they don't know that it hit them.
Definitely make sure all data is recorded and filed away appropriately, and prepare a informative packet to transmit to Outpost 10 when feasible.
Uncoded, Lieutenant, or do you want it to be just as soon as possible?
Uncoded. We are no longer at war. There's no reason that letting the Klingons find out if they are listening would be a bad thing.
Very good. Permission to actually, Eratonic corrects himself, looks at the ensign, and says, perhaps Ensign Kaufman could, while I'm doing that, could be demolishing the target. Nothing else, good torpedo practice.
If there's no other things we need to pull from that site, that would be per regulation, sir.
All right,
Require a target lock on it, but for the moment, the captain will be fully capable of returning to the bridge, so we might as well let her have the final call on pulling trigger for both sending the message and firing it, but we can prepare for both eventualities.
Understood, sir.
Aye, sir.
All right, in that case, the scene will change.
It's like, it just makes sense, like, she's going to come back, so you might as well just be like, this is the plan I had in mind. When you come back, you can sign off on it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're not under time pressure per se on destroying it. We have it in sight. that bioweapon's not going to hit anybody anytime soon.
Yeah, we're just kind of lazing around, and it's like the message isn't necessarily urgent. I don't even think we can send it from where we are anyway. Be right back real quick.
All right, Griffin, you pass the engineer, and you and the marshal walk onto the bridge, where you see the higher command
Sorry.
responding to questions or responding to information from the sensor.
Captain, Lieutenant.
Yeah. Higher command stands up with an extreme rigidity, and she says, "Do you have the report, crewman? You were supposed to file that report 3 hours ago. This will not look good on your quarterly review."
Apologies, Captain. Last thing I remember was getting stabbed by a phantom Klingon down on the planet, and there was no one in Med Bay to explain to me what happened. So I thought I'd come up here and see if we were in some sort of emergency. There do appear to be some form of macro biotic organisms invading the ship. I would suggest a general quarters or a red alert.
Insight command difficulty 0 from higher command.
Insight command. A focus in body operations.
Yes.
Okay. By the way, Vernie, do you know what's happening right now? I don't know if you were here for that explanation.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Okay.
So 3 momentum gained. Higher
Imagine
command,
he's just observing.
you detached this line of thought to go investigate reports you had gotten from the sensor that the marshal was being attacked by enemies, and now it seems to be taking on thought process of its own. You find it pretty disturbing that there is a thought process other than you that is walking around and generally doing things.
Yeah, the captain's going to stand up right in front of you, Griffin, and say, "Fermenting a mutiny, are we?"
No, Captain. Did not mean to question your command authority, Captain.
I gave you explicit orders to go down to Medbay and investigate the claims of an attack, return and deliver a report. You are late on that report, and now you seem to have developed your own self-consciousness, which was, you'll be surprised to learn, not within your mission parameters.
Higher command, I do have a report.
At this point, Gwen starts to figure out that something weird is going on.
Well, no, that just sounds like her normally.
High command, I do have something to report.
Yes.
And suggest investigations show that there were attackers. They have been destroyed. However, there are more attackers, one sort of leader unit and another team elsewhere in the system. So I recommend full combat status, as this process suggests, and increased temperature as high as able to slow and possibly destroy them passively. Otherwise, with your leave, I'm going to start getting out there and start destroying the enemy as I encounter them before they mount a larger group. However, I do caution that there is some sort of leader or process that may be coordinating the effort, rather than a simple single line attack as normal.
An intelligent virus. I do not believe we are aware of something like this, but anything is possible. Yes, you were dispatched to fight them with all possible measures. Activate Red Alert, and she's going to calm down to engineering and say, raise body.
Actually, at that point, the
Oh, okay.
engineer runs onto the bridge. Engineer, give me
Jeez.
insight engineering difficulty 3, as you might have made a discovery.
Okie dokie. Any of my focuses apply. Excuse me.
Jury rigging. Not because
Okey
you
dokey.
did it, because someone else did it.
Okay, diff 3. So take 2 and 1 for 4 dice, 2 momentum, 1 threat for 4 dice and bold.
Oh, did I do a thing?
Reroll. I'll fish.
You are the
Fish.
player unit. You will be compromised.
You want to
Yeah.
keep that or
You fished too close to the sun.
2
good.
threat?
I'll give you 2 threat. I did make the roll though.
All right. Engineer, you noticed that some of the invaders have been have been removing the protective sheathing around some of the information transmission conduits and directly interfacing with it in a way that mimics or possibly creates neural activity on its own.
Okay, is this like in the computer core or somewhere in the bridge?
Just anywhere in the ship they've been stripping panels off and connecting into them directly.
Right. Okay. The damn things are removing panels and hooking themselves directly into the into the circuitry, mimicking neural activity.
Explain.
I've got an
Understood. This is a coup. They are attempting to replace us. Well, we cannot allow that to happen.
I'm sorry, what?
Insight
You-
command difficulty 0 now. Higher command is
Okay.
you've gotten information.
Okay. Insight command. Body operations for a focus.
Yes,
Body operation.
that's what higher
Oh, you
command
missed that
is.
one earlier?
You gain 2 momentum.
good.
It all makes sense now. You sent out a transmission, a separate process, and the engineer must have interrupted their connection, and that's how this process got detached. They were attacking it. The engineer disconnected their connections, and this process, no longer connected to you or them, has found itself stranded.
That's who Griffin is, you mean?
Yes.
Wow, it finally occurs to me what has happened. When you were disconnected from engineering and myself, you developed self-awareness within the consciousness. This is highly irregular, and I do not believe I have any internal knowledge about how to reassimilate you.
As far as I'm aware, I've always had self-awareness.
Hi, Command. Well, this one has a slight panic attack. I would like Sensor to help me find where the enemy is, so I'm not just running around shooting at whatever's moving. I mean, I can do that, but I've been told that is multiple times that is an overreaction.
GM, does Revere think? Is there anything I can do to like, divert power to run through these conduits in hopes of like shocking or burning these things off, kind of raise their temperature, as it were?
Insight engineering difficulty 2.
Yes, one of you attempts to raise body temperature to maximum fever status. The other one attempts to discover where you need to be.
And Inverni, you already know the answer. It's 1 momentum, and I'll tell you the answer to Aratana's question.
I
Yeah,
picture
she's
So
been
the
like that this
captain
entire time. How dare you.
yeah.
instead of hitting the red alert button, she hits the fever alert button.
Uh, yeah. Now that someone has asked you a question, you provide them the appropriate information. Inverni, you know that there are several signs of discomfort and irritation headed for the bridge.
Oh,
So you don't need to go anywhere. They're coming to us right now.
And
Right.
before I get to that, engineer, if you want to make that roll.
Yep. Take a threat for the third die and bold.
right.
Emergency repair,
wow.
or maybe emergency sacrifice, because
this is emergency
probably going to
sacrifice.
burn out some stuff.
We can always
It's
we can always replace it later. It's fine.
Got it.
See you later too.
Yeah, fishing pays off.
I mean, yeah.
2 momentum gained.
Tick tick.
You can, though, you're pretty sure best case scenario is the sensors are going to be constantly at odds with you because several of the outer areas of the ship will constantly be sending false reports. Worst case scenario is you burn out conduits on the edges of the ship, and you no longer get information returns from those. But either is preferable to losing total control. It's at in these times you are the engineer, and this is your determination when it's appropriate to do these things.
Okay, so I either lose the sensors around. You go ahead.
You either continue to allow them to interface with the ship's information pathways. You potentially cause the exterior of the ship's sensors to constantly be sending false information, or you could cause a total loss of information from exterior ship sensors. The first one is what happens if you don't act. The other two, you don't know which one will happen, but one of them probably will.
Well, I think either one of those things could be something I could repair after I've dealt with the system intrusion problem.
No, those are beyond your capacity. You can repair damaged things. You can't repair destroyed things.
It requires external.
Requires external intervention.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can burn these things out, but I'm going to do some pretty significant damage to the ship by doing so.
That is correct.
Okay.
And you have values to help guide you if you're not sure what to do.
Yes, engineer. Let's see. I mean, I do have a value of sacrifice if necessary.
So you've gotten that information, and things are about to happen. You don't have time to act before things happen. You have time to ask questions about what you have learned before things happen, though.
Okay. So they're either going to be sending bad information or they're going to be burned out completely.
That is correct.
If I succeed.
Yes.
Okay. Can I do something to tilt the odds towards the not complete burnout, but just sending bad information? That sounds like it would be easier to repair in my mind. Like, I know I can't repair it, but it seems like that would be more readily fixable from the out at the shipyard than would everything being completely burned out.
Maybe, but the shipyard never talks to you or consults you. It just does things, which is sometimes annoying.
Yeah, that's fair.
In fact, you're only vaguely aware that there is a shipyard.
Okay. But
Um,
I know that like recently I just got a bunch of supplies from somewhere.
yeah, you know things happen that you don't make happen, but you've never determined the source.
Right.
There must
That's
be
so
a
silly.
shipyard, but what this
Right.
shipyard is not clear.
Okay. Are we at
So-
the point of me needing to do this to solve this problem?
You need to act, but an initiative will happen before, so you're not necessarily the first person to act.
Right.
And yes, you can try during the task to steer it one way.
Okay. Fair
All
enough.
right. The bridge door, overridden without command from either the engineer, higher command, or the marshal, puts us in an initiative order where
Does no hesitation jump in?
I was gonna ask about that.
yes, yes, it does. So
I would like to
I
give
will
you a threat for
give
no
you a threat.
hesitation.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of the marshal's talent, which I
Yeah,
believe
no,
they still
I
have.
can just go. So
Did
I
I
get
get?
to take the first
Oh,
action. The
hold
marshal
on.
can take the first.
Yeah. So I
round.
was double checking. Not all of your talents made sense to transfer over because everything that I transferred over had to be something that Griffin knew about you, so that their mind could like map you onto the process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the marshal does have that ability. So I'll spend 2 to have them go first, and then
I'll no hesitation to.
and then you can still outdo them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they will go second.
Because if they were letting us go take the turn first anyway, then you don't need to spend. We just go, oh, well, we can choose
Exactly.
to go first. Oh, God, there's a lot of them.
Sure
So
are.
the bridge is a separate range category.
Cool.
There's a delineation there. So
Um.
oh, and I will mark them because the marshal is already aware of the distinct types. Marked with crossed swords is the immunosuppressor variant, and marked with the flag is the coordinator variant.
Okay.
So,
Well,
Griffin.
I'm going first, and I'm going for my phaser.
All right.
Valid.
I'm
Higher
going
command
to
looks at this
shoot
and
this one.
says, "Et tu, brute."
Well, I think I was the first one as well. I was also all the other knives.
You're saying higher command's default assumption is that she's about to get shot?
No, her default assumption is that, yeah, well, because a bunch of people showed up to fight me, and then this other weird thing who I didn't create is also raising a gun, so I think she's about to shoot me.
Yeah, no, and I shoot one of these things instead.
Okay.
She did have the process of what she was explained.
Yeah.
She is simply independent.
Which higher command hates, right?
Yeah.
They hate, but their origin is
Small
us.
arms as a focus.
Yes.
Shoot to kill.
All right.
Right.
Yeah, I would like to shoot to kill.
Mm.
Declare deadly.
You can. That gives me a threat.
Cool.
Higher
I would like
command has decided
to.
this is not one of those ships with dual higher commands. That's a difficult life situation.
There's another type of ship that does that apparently, but it's a very complicated process.
Yeah.
It's like 2 ships, but it's really 1 ship.
How does charging for area work with like this situation?
You spend momentum to hit an extra one, so you'd have to intentionally hit an ally.
Okay. It has to be the closest one. That's
Nope.
the next one to hit.
Nope. You spend momentum to choose the target, and you spend momentum to hit an additional target.
Right. So like
Uh,
if I charge for area, could I hit the 2 that are in the bridge right now? Or would
Yes.
I
I
also
mean,
hit an ally?
nothing's stopping me from creating a complication to hit an additional person, but that's me
Right.
resource spending. You're not guaranteed to hit a crew member. I would
Gotcha.
have to intervene to force it.
Which I could easily see you doing, but you know.
You are petty like that, yeah.
I'm going to minor charge for area.
Okay.
Hey, I'm not in the
I'm
run of
and-
risk.
Something like
I'll
that,
talk
yes.
smack.
Momentum spend for a 3rd die.
Okay.
That's the wrong person.
Good job, Conway.
Uh,
Always believed in you.
it's right sheet though.
What stats should you have?
No, I rolled on the right sheet. I just rolled with
Okay.
the wrong name. So that's the correct roll, unfortunately.
You're one short.
I am 1
Oh,
short.
you have
Oh yeah, I do have the
antibacterial tactics.
yeah. Would that count?
So
here?
that is a hit.
Cool. That's a hit then. Wonderful.
Wonderbar.
What is the intensity?
The intensity of the phaser type 3 is, or type 1 is 3, I think.
You are one short, so you would need to spend 2 momentum.
Do it,
I
'cause
will
they
do
don't feel
that.
pain.
Yeah. Spend 2
No,
momentum.
this is because they that's prevents them from taking stun damage. The 3 resistance comes from them being kind of amorphous
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
you have to hit all of the bits.
and not having like a clear center of mass. Yeah.
And then I'll
Rad.
spend 1 momentum to also hit the second one with the area effect.
All right. You quick draw from the hip and fire and disintegrate 2 of them.
All right. Should I determination spend? No, wait, that's not a thing in this edition. I can't determination spend to go again.
I'd have to look at the spins again. I don't remember.
Yeah, I believe that's a removed spend. So instead, I'm going to do a metal spend, I think. Yeah, I'm going to use Legion of Honor to make 2 bonus momentum to go again.
Okay.
And I'm going to shoot at this one. Higher difficulty.
Okay.
I'm declaring deadly again, so I believe you get another threat.
Yep.
I don't have another minor. I don't want to buy a minor, so I'm not going to charge. However, I am going to spend a determination here. Would the value I lost 1 ship when I wasn't there, I won't lose another, come into play within this particular construct of the events that are happening?
Yes, because your brain doesn't understand what's going on, so it has created this. So yes,
Yeah.
you can slightly mold your own values because
I'm checking to see if I have
yes.
a callback that works within the mental framework here for that.
I really doubt it.
I doubt it as well, but I'm checking.
It would have to be from
I don't.
It would have to be from that
Yeah.
the thing you had with the engineer.
Yeah.
The scientist.
And that was a different
Yeah.
value. So
Can you get it to that other value?
no, not really.
Okay.
Speed as a drug won't help me here.
I mean,
To do
no.
what?
That attitude.
Actually, I am
You're
doing a
acting
lot
really
of
fast.
things.
Yeah, you use no
Actually,
hesitation
yeah.
as long as it's tied to this like
Yeah.
you're quick to act. Your quick act.
Cool. Then speed is a drug, my most used value.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think that's only milestone.
So it is.
'Cause
I
you'd
will
be
figure
going
it out
back to
later
Life
because
is
it
Written
doesn't.
2.
Yeah.
Have you
Life
called
is
back
Written
that before?
2. I called back in Life is Written 2, I believe, but yeah, I called back to Me, Myself, and I in Life is Written 2.
Have you already gotten an arc before?
I have. I've gotten 1 arc before.
Okay, then.
So I need one more in the
so
chain,
you-
I think.
You gain a point of determination.
Yep.
But I don't think you gain any.
Yeah, I think I need one
you didn't
more
get the
in the
milestone
chain.
for life is written too, right? Now you get the milestone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
next time you use this, you'll get an arc.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you gain a determination, and what are you?
I'm spending that for 2 successes on the task. For rolling a 1.
What? Sorry, remind me of the task again.
Shooting the one that's designed to take out the Master Chief.
Okay. Sorry. They have menacing 3. Hold on.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah. No, they're designed to take out the primary defense.
So I have 2 hits. I have 1 hit from antibacterial trait. So I think I've succeeded. I'm rolling to comp check now. Unless it's harder to hit this one specifically.
Nope. But because they're far enough away, they do have the chance of cover.
Okay.
Y'all really rarely attack people who
True.
get to take advantage of this, but there's enough distance here to justify that. I gotta look up how it's done.
Oh, actually, I should also ask about Brazen 2, given that I am doing a
Yes, I'll ask.
another no hesitation. Cool. So that's 2 hits.
It's just because it's the first round.
Yeah.
And you,
Oops.
Okay. Cover.
Oh. It turns into an opposed task.
Oh, that's cool.
If you can shoot back at each other.
Oh.
I suppose you could just duck out of the way, because even if you can't shoot back, you're just ducking behind something. Oh.
Oh.
Okay, since I haven't previously established this, I think I need to spend to create a scene trait.
All right.
Which is going to be engineering mess. The engineer has a lot of large tools and carts out in the hallway because he's been really focused on repair and not so much on ordinary cleanup.
That makes sense.
So this becomes an opposed task.
All right. I currently have 5 hits.
I'm gonna spend.
I'm not seeing the roll.
I haven't rolled yet. I have 5 hits before I roll.
Oh, okay.
Because this is the bridge, the trait neural parasite's going to give a hit.
The thing is not technically on the bridge yet, I will point out. I'm trying to prevent it from getting to the bridge.
Also, we have reduced infection chance, if that helps.
I mean, the infection chance was reduced. It still happened.
Yeah.
1% is not 0.
I'm allowing it only because if I spend the momentum, I can hit you back, which does mean I can't affect the bridge, potentially.
Got it. That makes sense.
You're right. You're actually up 7 because of reduced infection chance.
Cool. I'm up 7
Uh,
and I'm rolling 1 die.
Well, you're up 7, down 1, so that's 6, I think.
Okay. I don't think I have anything else to contribute before I roll.
I'll go ahead and spend determination on suppress, consume, repeat. You are a process that is defending. You need to be suppressed, consumed, and then I need to do that on someone else.
Apparently,
Oh,
it's more than one
actually,
of us.
it will spend its own threat for that.
Yeah,
And then
makes
I
sense.
will spend an additional 6.
My
And this is set in difficulty you need to hit. So you may get to react to this. Oh no, never mind.
well. I thought I was setting the difficulty to dodge.
No,
Yes.
no, you're attacking.
Yeah.
It's trying to dodge behind cover.
Right, yeah. I thought, yeah, never mind.
So it goes first.
Okay. I guess I do get to see the die roll then before I committed to that roll. But
Because there are multiple ones here, the trait of coordination does come into effect. So there are 4 hits on top of whatever's rolled.
gotcha.
So I'm looking at 7, which means you need to not get a complication.
All right. Do you want to treat the roll I did early as like my die roll still?
Oh, yes.
Or should I reroll?
That is fine. That is fine. Yes.
Cool. Yep.
The only reason I'd let you reroll it is if you had planned to do something different.
Yeah, like if they got more hits, I probably would have spent to get additional dice to try and get more hits, but
You're winning right now.
that still could have been my first die rolled. I just could roll more dice.
Yeah.
You're succeeding right now.
Cool. Then I have no need to modify what I did.
All right, no momentum gained, but you do damage.
All right. Is it enough damage?
How much?
3. Severity 3 for my phaser.
No.
Okay.
I'm
if I
going
spend...
immediately after you because I can keep, so don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, but I do want to take this out.
Okay.
Do I get anything if I spend 2 momentum?
That takes it to 4.
All right. I'm going to spend the determination.
That was me confirming it takes it to 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll do that.
You do get a deadly injury for 4. And I will spend the 4 threat to stress out that injury because this NPC can do that.
I'm going to...
positive.
Oh, important to note, actually, we have 1 bonus momentum if you didn't count that earlier, Artana, because of Faith of the Heart.
I did not.
Cool. So, yeah, 1 momentum, not bonus technically. It's actually a real momentum, but
it is. Oh,
I
okay.
said bonus. Yeah. So we have 1 momentum still. I'm going to spend 2 Spirit of Discovery using... I lost one ship when I wasn't there. I won't lose another because we previously determined it was viable. To generate 4 momentum.
Okay.
And dump 4 of that momentum, or dump 2, see if it drops. Drop 2.
I might want to point out that determination doesn't happen till the end of the roll, right? So you don't have the one.
Yes. Determination gained from the milestone. You cannot use until this task is resolved.
Gotcha.
Do you still want to spend your Spirit of Discovery to generate more momentum, though?
Yeah, that's actually probably a good idea to have.
Okay. Done. I guess the captain or the higher command.
Yeah, upon seeing this dissident rogue secondary consciousness help her out, the captain or the higher command re-strategizes, and she's going to give a direct order, and she's going to say, "Marshal, eliminate the intruders."
I was going to do that, but it's nice to know High Command has my back. Blam.
Okay, so I'm doing a
It's tell you
direct.
things you already know, but
Yeah.
Direct costs 1 momentum, I believe.
Yes.
And yeah, I will assist you on your roll.
It's a deadly shot. And I'm buying a miner to charge for area. And buying a miner to aim.
Okay.
And I'll prioritize the command one. That's what I'm mainly aiming at, and then I'll
All right.
destroy the rest of them with the shot. Take out their leader, then they should be easier to destroy. Oops, wrong sheet. Try again. There you go. Spending towards a value, eliminate resistance.
Yes.
GM, a focus in body operations.
Yes. You are
All
using the correct resource.
Oh, wait, I believe this version of me has advisor. Yes, you may re-roll that 0. Oh, you haven't rolled yet. I'm sorry. I thought that Winchester roll was you. My bad.
Also, I should probably hold the brakes. Is it benefiting from cover? Because it might try to dodge and stuff. It might try to counter-roll.
Yes. Now there is cover in this zone, so it will become an opposed task.
I'll wait to see what it does before I bother buying dice or not.
Oh, okay.
I just knew I was going to be spending for eliminate resistance right away. I was like, oh wait, I know I'm going to do that because it makes total sense. Did you already take the threat for me going deadly?
It is 2. I did.
Good.
It takes. It is 2 free hits from neural parasite and coordination. I will not spend any extra right now, though. So you have to get at least 4 hits.
Okay. Does anti-material tactics help? Or is that independent process so independent I'm not benefiting from it yet?
You know that the independent process doesn't know how to give you that information at the moment. You're
Just
only
communicate, God damn it.
You're only benefiting from reduced. Actually, sorry, reduced infection chance only comes up when it's attacking you.
I will buy die with a momentum.
Okay.
Just so I'm rolling 2 dice.
Okay.
Tick, 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 tick. Oops, wrong character again. Try again. There you go. Bang. I am aiming. Okay. So 1-2 because of the value spend.
Yep, no momentum, but you did hit.
Wouldn't it be momentum with the assist?
Oh, yep, the assist gives 2 momentum.
Boop, boop.
And you hit at what intensity?
Yeah.
Isn't the phaser rifle 5?
5.
All right. I will have them soak that injury.
And I'll spread the damage to the other 2 targets.
Nice.
They both disintegrate. All right. I think there's nothing left but for it to go to the other side.
Unless you're swifting there, High Command.
No, yep. Let it go to the other side, sorry.
Oh, bookkeeping. Did we track that it costs 1 momentum to direct in 2E?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
I said it.
All right. Which of you to consume?
Oh. Oh,
I'm not
that's
saying what I'm thinking. God, nope. Holy
Wow.
cow. No. I'm
Wow.
not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Look, as long as none of us say anything further, it's still PG-13.
Yep. Uh-huh.
We're good. Yep, we're good. Jesus.
You all become pretty defenseless without higher command, so let's take out them.
Oh, go after the imposter first. Oh my god.
Maybe that's
I'm
a
just staying
backup in
quiet.
dependencies.
So this was a coup attempt.
See, Censor has the right
It's
idea.
not originating from me.
I mean, a coup attempt implies that this came from the inside. This is just conquest.
Yeah, but they were talking about if I go down replacing me, and that makes
Oh,
it a
okay.
coup attempt.
No, it doesn't.
Uh,
It makes it pragmatic.
that makes them the Vichy process.
See,
Oh my
no one said
God.
Gwen was all that clever, all right? So,
Right.
Yeah.
So it's going to spend 3 of its personal threat on the value consume. 3 for extra die. No longer any benefit from coordination. It does get a hit from neural parasite. Oh, this is minor to move in because this is a melee attack.
Yep.
Oh, I take this back. Sorry. This is ranged. This is the only one that can do that. You do have cover though, because this is a psionic attack.
Okay.
And you have the a talent that's going to allow you to act as if you have cover.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Because higher command, at least within the processes of the body, can read everyone's thoughts.
Except for one.
which is kind of concerning.
We're
You can
working on it.
you can read the thought process. You can read the thought processes of the rogue.
Okay.
Oh, that's
process.
good.
Okay.
Whew. I was going to totally destroy it later if it was that rogue.
Thanks.
What? Oh god, it's thanking me. Ah.
It's not normal.
That is 5, 6, 7 hits. 8 hits.
8 hits. Okay.
8 hits. And you're gonna oppose with either presence, command, or security. Basically, this is you trying to convince the body that you are higher command. It could happen that the fear that you have is that the marshal, the censor, the engineer, they could all suddenly think that you're the enemy if you fail this.
Okay. That seems pretty concerning. So we're going to want to succeed at this. Okay.
Makes sense.
Presence command. That's a 15. Do I have a focus in body operations? I have to know how to defend
Yes,
myself.
you know where all the levers of control are.
All right.
The keys to command, if you will. The keys to power.
Does telepathy give me any benefits, or does it just allow this to happen?
It's allowing you to oppose this ranged attack.
Okay. Inspiring presence. Does that give me a free hit?
Yes.
Okay.
Because Griffin herself knows Solaris to be inspiring, and she has mapped Solaris onto her ego, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in this moment, yeah, you do have an inspiring aura about you.
Wow, Gwen, get your own
Freud
aura.
would have a field day with Griffin after this, by the
Uh-huh.
way. Okay, respected Starfleet officer, is that another hit?
God, and I'm not even here.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I wasn't even
Um,
considered important enough to map something onto.
Vulcan, is that a free hit? Because I'm very good at resisting psychic attacks like this. Although I'm
No.
not, I don't know if I am Vulcan. Okay. Um,
You appear Vulcan. That's why you have the trait.
yeah, I'm personified as such.
Yes.
Okay. So 2 free hits, presence command. Okay, it's okay, hold on.
Holding on.
We've 1 momentum. Okay.
Yep.
Can I spend for 2 hits on the value fight until death is preferable? I'm resisting this takeover
is-
because it could kill me.
That is up to you. As higher command, you get to decide when it's no longer when the cost of fighting is too great.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Okay.
don't think the cost is too high yet, then you're allowed to use that value.
Okay, could I go with self-preservation at a reasonable cost then? Because I'm preserving myself at a
Same.
reasonable cost.
That's the same thing. As long as the character thinks that an unreasonable burden hasn't been put on them, they can use that.
I don't think so. So then we're gonna go with that value. And we're gonna spend 1 momentum and 2 threat, 5 threat, and we're gonna roll 4 dice and then add
Okay.
2.
Add 4.
Yep, so that's 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 2 is 8.
That's
Does the
8 versus 7. Oh, and you were the defender here.
Yeah.
So that is a successful hit, 2 momentum, and you can return the attack, or nothing happens.
we don't have 2 momentum. 2 threat?
No, did I heard, did we gain momentum off that roll?
We gained 1 momentum
1.
because it was
Okay,
8
yeah.
versus 7. Would you take 1 momentum and 1 threat to let me return
Inverni
the
could
attack?
spend for
I would
human.
not. It has to be. It's not an immediate spend. It's a. It is a.
Okay.
I don't think the combat spends are counted as immediate, right?
No, it would say immediate when it. Some of them say immediate, some don't. And I don't think that one's one of them. Like counterattack, I don't think it's one of them.
Yeah, it's not one of them. So no, you would have to have a source of momentum.
I mean, we do technically have another human here.
How human am I?
It's
Does
a
your
good
sensory
question.
system want to help?
I mean, yes, we want to make sure you have all the available information necessary.
Okay.
I just don't know if that's a thing I can do still.
You have the talents.
You are human.
Oh, I do
Allegedly.
have Spirit of Discovery, Path of the Heart. There we go. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because Inverni is human, and so is Griffin. So Griffin knows about these talents in a way that like Griffin
Yeah.
doesn't know how mind meld works. So Source doesn't get to keep it.
Yes,
Makes
clearly
sense.
the value of provide feedback. No, a higher command must have all the info that can be gathered.
Which I think in this situation is that Sensors does not wish to cease operation.
I mean,
Yes.
that too, but yes.
Yes, you can use that.
That
Congratulations,
generates.
throw into the group pool. Oh wait, there's a 4th one because of Faith of the Heart.
So we gain 4.
Yep.
Yes.
Oop.
Don't
So
worry,
we
the
should
other
be at
value would say I'd
5.
run away from this if this continued to go poorly.
And I'm spending to return the attack. Yeah, I'm engaged in the psychic battle, and I'm going to kill the enemy commander with my brain.
Good.
without any alteration, the intensity is going to be equal to your command.
Okay. Is that enough?
What is your command?
5.
I will spend stress to avoid.
Okay, well, what if I spend 3 more momentum? Does that help?
You can add one more to intensity at most.
Okay.
And
Well,
I would spend another threat.
all right, sure. I'll drain you to 0 threat.
All right, they stay up. All right. We get to use a new ability we haven't ever seen before because they have initiative 3, which means
Oh.
for each
What?
round, this one goes 3 times.
Uh-huh. Use
Oh,
their actions.
that's a cool
It's-
design, actually.
Yeah, it's just it is so complex that it can move faster than you.
So that means it gets 3 times to act in a round. So that means it still needs
Yes.
to keep and to keep the initiative.
That is correct. That is correct. It has to go to y'all. Yes. I was only
Um,
pointing out that
It still gets turns.
there are still turns left. Yes.
Okay. It's a good
I-
thing to know.
I think I'm gonna shoot it. I am going to. I'm spending to kill it.
Okay.
I'm going to aim, and I'll spend 1 momentum to charge for. Area intense piercing. This thing has a protection rating, so I'm gonna aim for piercing. I don't want this to be deflecting my shot anymore. So I'm gonna charge for piercing.
Okay.
Whoops. It does have cover. So, is it gonna pose the roll and try to evade me?
It will, but
Okay.
I can only roll 2 dice with no other trick. So it's gonna get a free hit from Neural Parasite, and that's it. So it's gonna roll between 1 and 5 hits.
Oops, I keep opening the wrong sheet.
Let me roll.
Ba-ba-ba.
So 4 hits. It's actually a good roll. Oh,
4
and I
hits.
assume you're giving me you gave me a threat for lethal.
Yep.
Oh,
Um,
Solaris, you owe me a threat for lethal.
Okay.
That's true, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I didn't. The body as a concept seems much more willing to shoot to kill than Starfleet. I didn't realize that rule still
I
applied.
mean,
Oh no, it's not a ding. It's a threat spend.
Yeah, but I thought that was a threat spend to represent the fact that Starfleet doesn't like to shoot to kill.
No. Some weapons are default stun but have deadly
Okay.
ability.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
It only does lethal damage with its psionic abilities. You have the choice.
Okay.
did you
okay.
catch a threat from me doing lethal as well? Can't remember.
Yeah, we were up to date that far back. Yeah.
So my current target is 4. I'm aiming. I'm rolling 2 dice. Whoops. Hello. There we go. I cut off there. You know what? This is the only one here. So, and this is a command one, so I want it to die. But I don't want to sacrifice anything. I do need to fight to the death and eliminate the resistance. So, I will give you a threat.
Okay.
Bang. That's not enough. It got 4. So I am going to re-roll one of my 1s.
Okay.
It's 4.
That's luck. Yeah, no momentum gained, but you do hit.
That's 5, ignoring its protection.
And I can't afford that. So you disintegrate the invader. And we look over to the engineer, who I imagine is desperately working on several panels and just about to finish his work.
Sounds right.
So your preferred, if you have to sacrifice, your preferred sacrifice is false signals, right? Rather than no signal.
Yes.
All right. To stave off infection, I would set the difficulty at 5. To begin eliminating the infection, I would set the difficulty sorry. To stave off infection, difficulty 3. To end the to begin to end the infection, I would take difficulty 5.
Okay. Let's do difficulty 5.
Okay.
Um,
And this is going to count as rerouting power, so you might. I'm not sure if your talents will help, but that's basically what you're doing here.
Yeah.
You're rerouting power to sensors.
Whenever you use the rewrite power major action, use 2 momentum to get reserve power to 2 systems rather than 1. Okay, so am I doing the reroute power action? Just
Yes.
a high
Yes.
difficulty? Okay,
You are.
so since the more power gives me the ability to spend 2 momentum to give reserve power to 2 systems rather than 1, because the bit is I'm guessing that all the excess power is flooding into the sensors, and that's what's going to cause the malfunction, right?
Yes, and it's also going to burn out the invaders trying to leech onto the sensor system.
Okay. Instead of just dumping all the power into the sensors, if I have the momentum at the end, if I dumped it in, split it between the sensors and something else with my more power, would that reduce the overall damage by spreading it out on a different system besides sensors?
Let me look at the ship real quick.
Still looking at the Gwendolyn sheet.
No, but you could send that additional power to computers to help higher command resolve its ongoing problem with the split process. You could send it to communications to allow external communications, or you could send it to weapons to allow the marshal to hunt down the remaining invaders, the ones who aren't currently latched onto the sensors.
Okay, so let's see if we wind up with 2 momentum, because if I don't have that, I can't really do.
Yeah, it would be moot anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. So actually, I think the chief engineer superpower kicks in here. The part that says, attempt a task to perform repairs to a starship or attempt to push the ship's capabilities beyond its
Yes.
normal limits.
Yeah.
So I can spend 1 momentum immediate to reroll a d20. We don't have.
If you have a momentum
Yeah.
later.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let us.
You can use the first part of that here because we haven't represented all of the crew. So in this rare circumstance, I'll allow you to use the first part of that rather than the. Actually, we rewrote that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
How did we?
It.
Did I not write it down?
I don't know. I think
Okay,
it
well,
was.
it doesn't matter. In this case,
It
I'll allow it
reduces
to work.
opportunity cost. That's what it was.
It does what?
Reduces an opportunity cost.
Okay, for a piece of equipment.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what we decided.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, okay, I think this is sacrifice of necessary value.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll spend a determination there. And then I will buy. Oof, I'm going to have to threat dump. I'm always having to threat dump with you.
Have to.
So, yeah. Well, diff 5, my friend.
I mean, hey, it's, you know, you're not necessarily my friend. You're just the repair thing. I don't have friends. I have targets and not targets.
That's true. So,
And if sensors provide incorrect information, you will quickly become a target. There are whole internal or external interventions that have been done to convince the marshal not to kill you.
fair enough. And what is this role? Control engineering?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, and then I'll give you 6 threat for the full mit.
Yeah.
And let's see what we can do. Okay, I can re-roll that whiff with bold. Okay.
Oh, that last two you're not going to get because that was your determination spend.
Well, I get it. It's just 2.
Yeah. So
So 7. Yeah.
you're 7. 2 momentum gained,
Okay.
Oh, there
which
you go.
does give you enough momentum to power in an additional system.
Yes. So let us do that. You're looking for the mastermind, right?
Assuming I didn't already eliminate it, but yeah.
Okay. So this is going to start reducing the infection because I hit mine. So yeah, I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm thinking weapons, but then external communications might actually be helpful because then I think that lets us bring in the meta talk, the doctor
Mm-hmm.
in the real world.
We can talk to Shipyard if it's out
Yeah.
there.
Right. So
I think that sounds narratively interesting.
yeah, I think I like that. So yeah, I'm going to route it to communications.
Okay.
All right. Everybody stand clear.
Points rifle aggressively and realizes you're not shooting me. Oh, never mind.
Everybody kind of shakes and has to hold on to something as the ship violently reacts to several sensors exploding, but most of them start returning false results, indicating a success of the engineer's plan.
All right. I think I've got them. I think I've burned them out of the system, but we can't trust what the sensors are showing us. However, I was able to divert some power to communications. We might be able to talk to the shipyard and get them to work on some things from the outside, particularly the sensors.
Right.
Sensors. Sensor. Your control panel does show constant audio traffic from external sources.
Lovely. There's something out there. Well, I think there's something out there. It's hard to tell at this point. More difficult to tell at this point.
Griffin.
Yeah.
What's your fitness?
10, I think. Checking. 9.
9. Okay. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
create an intensity 2 injury. You feel like your skin is burning,
Okay. That's not fun.
and you hear a bunch of incoherent sounds. You see white light, and that's it. You can't see the bridge anymore.
Okay.
You can either take 2 stress to avoid this injury or become incapacitated by it.
I will take 2 stress.
You're able to focus, and you can kind of still hear and see the bridge, but you feel like you're burning alive.
Okay, that's really unpleasant. That's really unpleasant.
So, yeah, higher command. I think you've been told there's a connection.
Excellent. Can we send a message to the outside world? We must communicate to them immediately.
I mean, we could probably try.
As we switch scenes.
Freaking wild.
Yeah.
Actually, it's rather civilized.
I have my directive spend tact as Osmosis Jones.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I thought about it earlier today. I had already written out this episode, and I didn't remember what it was called, but being of that age, I remembered that there was the movie with the 2 pills or whatever, the TV show, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
The blue guy, blue pill guy, or I don't remember.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was Osmosis Jones.
Yeah, and he was like
one of them was a white blood cell, and the other one was a pill of medicine. It's a buddy cop movie, so they have to be different. It doesn't matter.
Anyway,
I mean,
excuse you, it matters incredibly.
It was formative for his life.
As you're trying to stabilize the 2 neural patterns, the captain walks in, and then briefly you start to see 3 neural patterns before it correlates back down to 2, and then Griffin starts writhing and incoherently speaking.
Hold, Captain.
To get anything useful out, Griffin, using your normal sheet, you would require a fitness medicine difficulty 2 task.
I mean, I can
allow
certainly
you to say
try.
1 short phrase.
I have to figure out what that phrase would be, but I'll try to do it. Survival focus or navigation focus? Those are ones I could potentially see, but they're real stretches both ways.
No.
Yeah. No, sure don't. I have nothing for this at all. Cool. I'm just gonna roll 2 dice and see what happens.
Oh, and a note as part of that, Thova does still have a lethal. It's a lethal injury. I'll waive the fact that I forgot to call out that it was lethal, and y'all would have needed to do emergency medicine.
Well, the injury was prevented anyway. It was just stress they took.
Okay,
maxed out stress.
Yes.
Yeah, we had that whole discussion about it.
Yeah. I guess
he has a looming. I guess
GM Fiat. I need because of the narrative. She's going to have a trait that reflects that she has been exposed to infection, so she doesn't have an active injury, but that still has to be accounted for.
Maybe you'd spend to reactivate it or something. And
I already spent to give that. That trait originally.
Actually, the way that can translate is that trait, if not treated, may prevent healing stress. That's because usually if you just rest, your stress comes back.
I would do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Yeah,
she's still maxed on stress then.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because normally
that
she
makes
should have
sense.
recovered by now, but she hasn't recovered, which is bad. It's
All right,
bad.
Griffin.
So I
you
succeed
can
and generate 1.
Hooray.
generate 1. You can say a short phrase.
Your mama.
Yeah, now I'm trying to figure out what the phrase is.
It's like the Honor Among Thieves talking to the dead thing.
What you have hallucinated is like what your brain thinks is reality right now. Your brain doesn't think
Yeah.
this room is reality. Your brain thinks you standing on the bridge talking to higher command is reality.
Yes, but I've also started to piece together that something's weird there. Griffin may
is
not
right.
be the smartest, but she started to piece together that something weird's going on.
Yeah,
Well,
but the thing is, you don't know you're talking to the doctor. You know you're talking to the star base or the exterior. That's what you've been told you're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's your frame of reference.
Mm-hmm. Need assistance. Weird stuff happening on ship.
So that's
Crew's
about as-
acting weird.
That's about as far as you'll get as
Okay.
Doctor the Captain enters and Griffin starts speaking.
It was something acting weird. Was that what was the last bit?
You could make up anything and it'd be as accurate as what Griffin said.
Correct. She
You
said
summoned
crew is
me?
acting weird, but
Crew
you
is
know.
acting weird. Okay. Captain. Griffin has contracted a neural parasite, as has Thova. However, considering Griffin's decreased medical state due to the surgery, we're reading a number of currently 2 distinct neural paths, and I can't collapse them. I would normally not wish to involve you in such a medical procedure, but currently my only hope is that your Vulcan physiology may be able to bridge the gap that my medical technology cannot.
Yeah, no, she says all of this and she hears all of this and she nods and she says, I'm quite experienced with the mind meld. I have plenty of time to hone my skill. And without even really thinking about it, she's going to go up to Griffin, stand by her bed, and put the fingers on the temple and say, my mind to your mind, my thoughts to your thoughts, and try to mind meld with her.
All right, the scene shifts again.
No.
There's gonna be
Come back,
Fascinating.
momentum.
there's gonna be 2 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be so weird.
One smart one and one not so smart one.
Not the
Which one's
sharpest knife.
which? Ayo.
Hey.
Not the sharpest knife in the Caesar.
Uh-huh.
Oh no. Rogue. Oh.
Rogue.
Yeah.
I mean, we're about to get that, I think.
Oh, actually, Marshall, I think you have left the bridge because you're out hunting.
Yeah.
And the engineer, I imagine, has left as well.
Yeah.
As there are many repairs to make. So, unusually, Solaris, you find yourself, rather than communicating with a coherent meld partner, you find yourself in a disjointed thought process. The best you can interpret it is this manifestation of a ship.
I presume that's
yeah.
more I'm forcing this interpretation into the forefront of my mind, and so she's seeing it.
Yeah. So Loris will walk in and she will say, Chief Operations Specialist Griffin.
Yeah. Wait, Captain? And I'll
good luck on your double acting, but yeah, higher
Yeah.
command is there as well.
Okay. Okay. So high command, it looks confused and is going to assert another interloper, and the captain. I have a psychic link with both of these people, right?
Yes, higher
Okay, then the
command
captain.
Solaris and Griffin do not have the talent telepathy. Higher command does. Higher command can just know what everybody here is thinking.
Okay, well then higher command should know that she is not real. She's a manifestation of Griffin's ego, and that I am here trying to help her reassemble her consciousness. And as Solaris informs high command of this and gives her a little bit of an existential crisis, Solaris is going to turn to Griffin and say, I am the real Commander Solaris. You took a serious injury on the last mission and received a neural parasite that is consuming your body. The doctor is trying to save you, but your neural stream is too fragmentary, so I mind melded in an attempt to put you back together.
This makes so much more sense now, Captain.
What did you believe was happening?
I don't know. Alternate universe, weird macro life forms.
Pro life forms, and then high command turns around and says, yes, they are invading the ship. And then Solaris says, oh, I am to understand this is how you are conceptualizing the parasite.
Yeah, I mean, we were shooting at a bunch of like amoebas, I guess. I made a good accounting for myself though, Cap.
Solaris just looks at you and says, you are aware that viruses do not have cell walls, correct?
Yeah.
Fancy Pants Academy graduate here.
As the engineer has to reroute power multiple times to keep systems from failing while the marshal clears up the intruders, suddenly there's a loss of power to the bridge. If you do not act quickly, then the four of you on the bridge are looking at a lethal attack. Though Solaris does have the option of just leaving the meld and not suffering the attack. To prevent this, you're going to need to put to solve this. You're going to need to put higher command and Griffin back together.
Okay, Solaris. Okay, that's my understanding of how to solve this. And Solaris is going to motion for higher.
That is Griffin's understanding of what happens. It is not what Solaris thinks happens. It is Griffin's best understanding that that is what happens.
What does Solaris think is happening?
Oh my god.
Something that we can't visualize as humans, probably, because
there's an interrupted connection between hemispheres, and they're now operating separately.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Griffin, what you would conceive of is Solaris is going to grab you and pull you over to higher command, and she's going to try to do a mind meld on each of your temple with three fingers on each of your temples, and she's going to say, I am going to do something that I do not believe has ever been done before, but it is the only way I know forward. And she's going to try to merge the hemispheres back together. Keep up. She's going to try to meld them together. She's doing a mind meld within a mind meld, so now we've gone from Osmosis Jones to Inside Out, and now we're in Inception.
Well, technically, you're doing two mind melds to both hemispheres. So I almost imagine in the real world, you're actually putting you're redirecting your psychic energy to connect the two the two hemispheres together.
This is so silly.
And we have like a brief cut back, and it's the second hand comes up.
All right, this is going to be
tragic.
Control Science.
Uh-oh.
Difficulty of 5.
Okay. Am I doing this?
This is Soloris, yes.
Okay, can I get an assist from the higher command and from Griffin?
You'd have to spend a momentum to get from
Okay.
both of them, but definitely one of them.
Okay. 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 This is gonna be a value time. This is probably my biggest role of the episode.
Or you could just let her pass. And she gets a new character.
Well, she's not
don't
really
know.
right now. She's just going to become. She's going to develop multiple personality disorder.
Yeah, no, and I'm afraid to roll a complication here because I think we'd have 3 consciousnesses and 2 bodies, and I don't know how that math would work out.
3/2.
Badly.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know, but I could tell you the writers of Star Trek Enterprise would suggest the decon chamber is a solution.
Oh my god.
Here's a special shower gel. Anyway.
Okay.
So stupid.
Okay. So, could I spend on the value logic is the beginning of wisdom, not the end? This is no longer a logical problem because despite approaching this from my best scientific understanding, what is happening here is seemingly very vibes and fourth dimensional, as it were.
No, you in Soloris's mind, in the real world, she is doing something that is completely in line with logical thought.
Okay.
It's Griffin's mind that is throwing you all of these weird loops with personifications of different parts of the body. But that's a problem Griffin is suffering from, not you.
Okay. Okay, this is really bad. Okay.
You do have a what do you call the other type of spend?
Directive.
You do have a directive here.
Maintain
Just
crew
to maintain
readiness.
crew readiness.
Yeah.
Okay. But also, my word is law. Can I put her together by
Yes.
sheer force of will?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
That's kind of metal, but also super scary.
Basically,
have no choice
you're losing that consent to be reattached. You are forcing the processes which could have an impact on basically if there's a complication or I get any threat, I'm likely to mess with Griffin's personality as a result of you using that value.
Jesus Christ.
Not again.
All right, Griffin, are you cool with that, or would you like me to spend for a directive?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I got player consent. Okay, it's gonna happen.
That makes it better.
I can't believe this.
Can I do a callback to okay, so you can do a callback to an arc. It's just not an arc, it's a callback, right?
That just gets you a normal milestone.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the next one is an arc. Or is it
No, the next one would be a normal again, and then the next one after that would be a milestone, and the next one after that an arc.
Okay. So I can't do a callback. It would just be...
you can do a callback.
Mhm.
You do not get anything for it.
Okay.
You're investing in your future if you do a callback.
You're setting up oh no, sorry. This would count as a normal, the next one a milestone, and the next one is an arc because the callback is the normal you're using to get to 4. Yes.
Okay. So can I call back to... Do I call back to the first one or the most recent one?
No, you call back to the one that gave you the arc that wrapped it up.
Okay. Okay, this is from the episode where I had to defend my command style as being a tyrant from Aratana, where Aratana talked me down from being a tyrant, and I'm calling back to that moment where I'm realizing I have to use sheer force of will to save my officer from herself or crewman from herself?
Yes, that may not have been the lesson that Aratana intended, but it is connected.
Okay.
The
Well,
lesson she learned was tyranny has its place.
all right. I'm sorry.
And it's not
been
all
s-
the time.
I mean, importantly, she learned that she needed to back off, and this is opening up that if Solaris gets enough complications, she could get that trait back.
Solaris's
Uh-huh.
theme is playing in minor key right now. And you
I like
said
that.
this is control command. What did you say this was?
Control-
It's wait a minute. Control science.
No, this was control science.
Okay. Could I convince you on command off of how I am going about this?
Commanding the mind to bend.
Because the more important ability is your ability to mind meld.
Okay.
You have the power to direct the result, but
Mhm.
at the end of the day, the mind meld is the difficult part.
Okay, I have a focus in diplomacy. Can I diplomatically
No,
slide
because
this
neither
along?
of them
Diplomatically
opposed you.
I'm sorry?
Neither of them needed to be convinced.
Oh, so I would need like a coordination focus or something?
Something in that, or mind melding. Yeah, something
Psionics.
in that. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, possibility for diplomacy. Could it be rather than diplomacy between her and the two halves of me, diplomacy between the two halves of me?
Mhm.
Reestablishing
because
connections?
none of them, no one in this process resisted. They don't need to be convinced.
Here's a connection. Here's an idea.
Mhm.
What if cultural studies, in the sense that you're connecting the mind meld in such a way that the mind of Gwen understands what you're doing? Because you're doing something very foreign and trying to communicate to this human brain. I need you to
Openly.
go along with
Mhm.
this, and here's how I'll try to explain it to you.
I'd increase complication. It's a bit of a
Alright.
stretch, but I see it.
I'm putting this in words your human brain would understand.
Yeah.
Don't really get longer than 4 letters.
Uh,
So
um,
Jeez.
okay.
Jeez, no wonder our high
Um,
command was such
She
a
has a
jerk.
reason of a 9, not 5.
I mean, that's
It's all
after
the same
the
to a
education.
Vulcan.
Vulcan
Yeah.
standard's 10.
Okay, hold on. Okay, control science. I'm getting a free 2 from my word is law. I do have a focus. The difficulty is 4 or 5.
5.
5. Okay. We have no momentum. Okay.
We've already got 2 hits though.
Already got 2 hits though. All right. 3. Take 6 threat for a full mitt, and I'll roll 4. So that's 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, so that's 7. That's the wrong key. That's 7. And Griffin, if you would like to assist in saving yourself.
Yeah. Would it be different for me, or is it the same roll?
This one is presence science.
Present science. Wow, my worst roll.
Mhm.
No focus.
Something tells me your psi score's not terribly high there, Gwen.
Yeah,
No.
you're trying to psionically mend someone's mind who has an SP rating of like 0.1.
Mm-hmm.
She is
Yeah.
aware of her
It's a bit
surroundings.
higher than that, given
Oh,
her
no, it might be in the
extra-dimensional
negatives.
experience.
Oh god, she's a null. Get her.
Yeah.
Yeah, negative SP rating is something entirely different.
Uh-huh.
She is a void.
Her
Whole new
mind
can of
is
worms.
just an
Training to be
empty
like a sister
void.
of silence or something over here.
Uh-huh.
So how much momentum?
2 momentum gained.
Doop,
The dark age of technology was just Star Trek.
doop.
Sure, why not?
Doing great.
I
mean, you do have 6 threat.
Yeah, I'm about
True.
to spend them. I'm just thinking
Yeah.
about how to do it best.
As mean as
I'm going
possible.
to create 3 complications.
Or
I
1
just-
potency 3.
I would like to stress that none of this is my fault. I didn't get any
It's
complications.
entirely your fault. I didn't get any complications either.
The player gave me permission to do this.
Oh
It's
yeah, no.
allowed.
I think
You
it's
can't give me
fun.
shit for this.
It's both our faults.
The player said you could
But
shoot
it's
them in the
not
foot
not
to
your
help
fault.
them.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Oh.
Don't worry, this will break the cyberpsychosis. Just don't move your foot much.
All right.
So I'm
So the
imagining it's
first
just so far enough a
complication,
concept that Sensor just has no fucking clue anyway. He's like,
Oh.
the first complication is Griffin. Soloris's forcing has made you misalign your personality a little bit, in that
Okay.
rather than adopting all of your original values, you can replace one of your existing values with one of Soloris's values.
Cool.
Ooh.
Cool. Do I get a trait that reflects that as well, or is it just change of
No,
value?
It's the value.
Okay.
Soloris, you get the trait
Sure.
Tyrant back.
Awesome.
Oh, god damn it.
Gonna take a look at your values there. See what value makes the most sense here.
There's a couple that make sense.
Yeah. I think
Therefore you are.
yeah.
I mean, that's basically this episode.
It is.
Oh, this is great. Oh god.
I am gonna lose the value. I lost one chip when I wasn't there. I won't lose another.
Okay.
And that is going to get replaced. I mean, the easy one would be I give nothing but my best to my crew. I expect nothing but the same, but that's boring.
Wow. Shots fired.
No, it's boring because it's too similar. It's not a boring value. It's a boring value to replace the value I'm losing with.
It's okay. I have it on tape. It's fine. We heard what you
I'm
said.
trying to decide if I should go for my word is law or logic is the beginning of wisdom.
My word is law would be harsh for someone who is at the bottom of the
Yeah,
rung.
it's real bad.
It is kind of what Soloris was focused on when this happened.
Yeah.
No.
But also,
Um,
you adopting weird Vulcanisms because of
Yeah.
Vulcan put your head back together would be funny
It's
too.
really funny. I think I'm going
Yeah.
for that. I'm going to get the value logic is the beginning of wisdom, not the end.
which is funny because Inverni lost that value the other episode, which I never
Yeah.
actually replaced. So what I was going to replace that with was what logic dictates may not be wise. So,
As
Man,
evident.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The last one does not necessarily represent something from that task roll. Instead, Griffin, you can replace your mortally stabbed 6 injury, and you are going, because of the engineer's actions, you're going to gain, you would have gained the trait nerve pain. I'm going to make that a 2. So that's
Okay,
going to be like
so-
a treated injury in that it's not going to kill you or anything, but going forward, you functionally have the trait a nerve pain 2 until such an episode where we take care of that, or you spend to get rid of it with reputation, representing
I
when it was
still
done between
have
episodes.
Do I still the injury feels like skin burning too? Or is that
No,
also wrapped
that
under
was
thing?
that was like the primitive version of this.
Got it. I assumed as much, but wanted to double check.
Yeah. So nerve pain too.
Mhm.
Because basically that was the false signals. Basically, constantly your hands and feet will
Mhm.
like be in pain for no reason.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But the alternative was the engineer deciding that you didn't need hands and feet anymore.
Yeah. Which I assume would just be completely paralyzed.
You
Who
would
knows?
get something like the trait cybernetic limbs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So switch scene.
No, my momentum.
And we go back to the med bay where Solaris actually Doctor suddenly Griffin stops like
Convulsing.
convulsing and just kind of becomes calm, and then very calmly her and Solaris break the meld and both kind of come to consciousness with clear minds.
Hey, Doc.
I did not expect that to be so difficult, but I believe I have restored her to a single neural track.
Yeah, still not feeling great there. I'll kind of look over to Captain. Thank you, Captain.
It was
And then,
the right thing to do.
Uh,
oh,
Captain, I will require you to fill out some paperwork. That was a highly dangerous medical procedure, and as you are technically not a medical professional, I'm going to have some paperwork to do after this.
I
But
understand. Would you like me to perform the same on Shaokolin, or do you believe you can recover her yourself?
do
Shalokan's
I?
conscious and never got this bad.
Okay.
Likely not. This was likely a unique confluence of the parasite attacking her system when it was already convalescing from the surgery.
So-
Conway will speak up and say, yeah, it looks like Sholin's injury is primarily on her legs. That's why she collapsed. That's where the splashes hit, and the nerve pain looks like it's isolated there. But Doctor, we coated many of the chief's internal organs with that hydrobetazine.
would
So
that be why I still feel terrible all over?
Quite likely. Where we will need to have continued observation to make sure that there are no more flare-ups. Although hopefully, with what we know now, we should be able to head any such things off at the pass.
All right.
I think that's when you get a signal that there's a communication from the bridge, Solaris, because I think Inverni has permissions to ask for.
Yeah, okay. Solaris will flip open her communicator and say, Solaris
No,
here.
you have the push thing on the wall.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Solaris will walk over to the thing on the wall and say, Solaris here.
Assuming that any situation that has been ongoing is no longer urgent or requiring your attention, we have determined the source of the interference to be a old Klingon empty torpedo, a subjugation weapon. And we are aware the protocols for removing it are a photon torpedo strike. We've also ascertained its target and how it was able to fail in destroying its target. we have a warning message written up for Outpost 10 to inform them of this and precautions that they can take to prevent any accidental exposure carrying on. Do I have permission to proceed with these courses of action?
I give my permission.
Thank you, Captain.
So we switch scenes again.
No. This is feeling intentional. Oh God, the bridge is empty. We're all dead. Ah.
As the torpedo pattern goes out and annihilates the Klingon weapon, Suzuki speaks up and says, "I'm getting a transmission back from Outpost 10, Lieutenant."
Put it through, please.
Transmission reads as follows. Conducted work B visual scan, detected numerous weapons, one of which penetrated the shielding on War Stores Bay 4 and 6. Sending out a transmission to Starfleet to let them know. Be advised, you recently requested medical supplies from Bay 4.
Of course, he doesn't know what's happened to medical, so that's just okay.
No.
Put that in a report.
You know
send that to
that
medical immediately.
those supplies were intended to help a current medical problem with Griffin.
Oh, okay, never mind. I wasn't sure the extent of what he knew. Okay, yeah, so that's a put that in a report and priority send that to the doctor immediately.
So, kind of a half scene switch over. Doctor in the bridge, Conway speaks up and says, "Doctor, got a priority message from the bridge. You'll enjoy this, Doctor. The medical supplies we got from Outpost 11 are possibly contaminated with a Klingon biological weapon."
Oh, they don't say.
Wait, Outpost 10? How long have I been out?
How long have they been out?
Well over 72 hours.
Several standard star dates. We had to make a diversion to Outpost 10 to acquire medical supplies to save you.
I was wondering how I got infected by a weird fake Klingon.
Indeed.
Wrong fake Klingon, but yes.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, there was a fake Klingon trying to get into it. That's a different story.
Yeah, no, you'll look at the teaser for the episode. I had some fun with that.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Klingons all the way down.
It's always
No.
Klingons.
No, I'm not saying.
So,
We're all thinking it.
any closing thoughts or actions from anyone on the bridge or medbay?
I do not think I have anything specific.
No, we'll just have Artana figure out which members of his staff are most adept to dealing with biological weapon contaminations.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
that's
also
probably under the doctor, right?
Oh yeah, the doctor will assist with that. Like,
I mean, it's like a security parameter, but I imagine medical assists with that.
yeah,
The second it's got a weapon in the name, it's like, oh, security.
Yeah. Yeah, presumably like handling bioweapons is is like part and parcel of like Starfleet medical.
Yeah, medical and
Yeah.
security, and I be helping out with
Yeah,
Jansen trying to figure that out.
there's two possible avenues. One is the Andromeda stays and helps conduct a thorough decontamination. The other one is you use controlled detonations of antimatter weapons to destroy those war stores bays, because they just sit on the surface of an asteroid. It's not going to. You have to rebuild the stores, but it will guaranteed annihilate the biological threat.
Oh no, and he's talking about on our own ship. We took aboard
Oh,
supplies
okay.
that were
Yeah.
contaminated by an active biological weapon. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
know
we
if
definitely have
took
to make
aboard
sure that they're
additional.
still.
Yeah, it's like we definitely took aboard supplies to deal with Griffin. We may well have taken aboard additional supplies that were just necessary because we're resupplying anyway.
Have no additional
And we have
threats.
no idea if those could,
So the
it's just a precaution
doctors.
thing.
Yeah, I
These are
have no
closing
threat.
thoughts.
I have no threat left, so the doctor's easily able to handle that.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, especially now that we know what we're looking for.
DM question: do I know that Griffin conceived of her own ego as myself? Because I wasn't in the hallucination, so I can't say if I know that or not.
Mm.
Tee
Tee hoo hoo.
I mean,
Secret.
it's funny if you do.
I kind of, in the sense that Griffin's brain attempted to rationalize what was happening by creating a fiction it could understand, and that put you in command of a starship. Yeah, it depends on how much Solaris just accepts Griffin's brain's attempt to rationalize an irrational situation, or how much how much Solaris writes it up to, hey, this is a brain that was fully incapacitated by fever and
Delirium.
pharmaceuticals. So it would be hard to say that anything was intentionally done by Griffin.
Okay. So yeah, okay.
It might not
in
be
that case-
representative.
yeah, okay. In that case, she will note it, but she will not comment on it, nor will she take action on it.
Taking action on thought crimes now? Wow.
No, I meant
Yep.
I literally said I was not taking action on it.
Yes, it means you
Referred to therapy after mind meld is a strong reason to go to therapy.
The problem is we don't have a therapist on the ship.
We do have them at our star bases, though.
Yeah.
Why can I not select anyone in medbay?
That's
They're not
weird.
real.
Yeah, I can't either.
Yeah, I can't either.
Okay, well,
Wait,
hopefully I can
hang
fix
on,
that
let
at a
me-
later date.
They might be
Let
on the map
me-
layer, maybe?
Are they on the wrong layer?
Oh, no.
They are on the map layer.
Ah.
That'll do
Well,
it.
that's annoying.
You must have tried to move them to the GM layer and accidentally flipped into the map.
Yeah.
I've had that
Sucks when
happen.
that happens.
Yep, it's very confusing what happens on the GM side because
Uh-huh.
you lose control. You're like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's
Yeah,
going
there we
on.
Yep, there we go.
Yep.
That'll
All right,
Um,
then the final scene, I'll actually have it go to Chief's quarters as Griffin comes back the first time released from med bay. What does that look like? Probably ask Aratana. Does the Chief's do the Chief's bunking kind of do anything, or Um,
Before, Eritana was very much just trying to get to know everyone because they're from other departments. But since becoming chief of the boat and now master at arms, he's been and he's gone from I'm just another chief like the rest of you. It's now I have a responsibility to help prepare you for the insanity that our job requires. So some of it is like going over report. I'll like talk with the other chiefs about what other ships have run into. Here's this new report I heard about. Hey, I heard this medical thing. You should read this article. Basically, it's explaining why precautions happens. It's him going. He every so often goes over reports he thinks will be helpful to people. But eventually, he lays off because he realizes people need to sleep and not everyone has Vulcan endurance to just stay up forever. It's like, okay, I have to stop eventually. I'm not a tyrant.
So when Griffin arrives, y'all are like actively doing like after shift work to catch up on like paperwork and managing your shifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Griffin, you come back and see the three other chiefs that bunk with you hard at work.
Hello, everyone. It's been a while, I guess.
Well, Griffin, glad to see you're out from medical. Heard you had a bit of excitement down there.
Doc's given me leave to get back to work, but, told me to take it easy for a few days. Have some lingering nerve pain that he says he can't do anything about right now because, I don't know, something about recent neurological activity went over my head.
All right, I'll
He'll speak up and he'll say, well, if you ever need anything heavy lifted, I'm sure just ask anyone and we'll help.
Thank you.
And I'll be sure to be on the doctor's case to expedite that. The longer you're dealing with that, the harder it is. So I'll talk with the doc later.
Appreciate it, Artana.
Oh, and I got a couple pads for you. Here you go. Those are the latest updates on. You don't have to read them right now. I know you just landed, but yeah, have a read over those when you get the chance. To new protocols for Archer classes. So I think that'll be helpful later. That'll be helpful reading for you later.
Oh, they're integrating the new astrometric scans from the exploratory ships. That's good.
And they've gone over some of our data already, so that kind of means that I didn't understand all of it, but I think it'll make more sense to you.
Yeah, hopefully they wrote up a manual for some of those maneuvers I had to pull in the gas giant. Don't want someone to have to do that without any warning again.
Well, apparently,
actually, Chief, something, Master Chief, something you can bring to the attention of the others. It was going to be covered last week, but since we changed up episodes last week, it didn't make it to the log. Very soon, the remainder of your patrol is going to be conducted on the other side of what's called the line of silence. Basically, when the war broke out, they stopped building deep space repeaters. So there are places within the Federation that you go one day. It's 1 day of communication back. It's like less than 24 hours to send and receive to San Francisco. You cross a line and you're outside of the transceiver distance, and now it's like 4 weeks for that transmission to get there and back. So that's something that's sitting on your desk that Solaris has notified you of, and that you'll want to work with the other chiefs on. And it'll be a theme in upcoming episodes, but you can kind of let the other chiefs know.
Yeah, so you'll notice on the green file logs, there's a new protocols we'll need to look up, the deep space protocols. since we'll be going back to the line of silence, you may have heard of it already, but we're going to have to get used to new protocols regarding communication to base, reinforcement protocols. So that needs to, which means we have to be very careful what we ding up and what we damage, and
Got it.
minimizing that, but also prioritizing gathering as much data as possible, because really we're one of the few people that are going to be out there for a while. So the more we can save the captain trouble, the better. I'm trying to pull up as many logs as I can, so we can be as ready for that protocol as possible.
I was deployed across the wall once during the war. Not a fun time. And since we don't have any small craft, I'm assuming we won't do any sort of courier-based transmissions, given the size of the Andromeda.
Yeah, the best we're probably going to get is being given communication, subspace buoys to deploy, but really a full transceiver is an installation. So I doubt they're going to get the Andromeda to do that, but
Probably takes a Connie to set those up, honestly.
Yeah, El Roman will sort of scoff and say, I mean, we could do it, but I don't think they would assign us to.
I don't know. We're getting quite the reputation. I'm hearing more and more of our names being brought up back on in some of the letters and some of the newscasts.
Is that a good thing?
As long as you don't get any too many reprimands on your file, yes.
Okay.
I was actually asked to speak at one of the. I was actually asked to write up a security brief for the next Chiefs logs, which I didn't think they were ever going to ask me to do that.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of great work
Congratulations.
keeping the ship safe. It's high time they recognize that.
Well, I'm just doing my job, really. It's not all that complicated. Anyone would do it. But
That's
anyway.
what people who are competent at their jobs say.
But yeah.
All right, final scene, version 2, final.
I swear this time.
Unders-
.pdf.
Since I reminded
Underscore
myself,
2.
I'll let we'll leave off with Soloris's all decks transmission as Soloris informs the crew that the second leg of the patrol is going to cross the line of silence, and they have now crossed the line.
Okay, and the line of silence means we can no longer send messages. What does it mean again?
It means
Everything's
that
snail mail.
it means that you're no longer in range of a deep space transceiver, so your messages go from taking less than 24 hours to get across the entire Federation to taking 4 weeks to get to the transceiver. Like, it takes 2 weeks to get to the transceiver, and then it becomes instant again. But the distance between you and the transceiver is going to introduce a lot of lag, which means that you traveling to a place is a faster way to tell people things than sending communications.
Understood. I just want to clarify before I say anything. Yeah, so Soloris will, Soloris will flip on the loudspeakers and she'll say, "Attention all hands, this is Commander Soloris speaking. We have now officially crossed the wall of silence. We are now on our own to a greater extent than we ever have before. We must rely on each other and our own skills, our own wits, our own experiences to keep this crew safe and to accomplish our mission, as backup will not be a possibility in any emergency scenario. I have full faith in your abilities, and I hope everyone sent any last messages they wanted to send before about 7 minutes ago." End transmission.
And that's where we'll leave the episode. Upcoming we are on episode 6. We probably have about another 4 episodes in this season. I'm gonna guess most of those are gonna be in the new year.
Yeah.
Probably.
All of them are gonna be in the new year. If I had to guess, we probably won't be back till the 7th.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. 24th and the 31st are both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are
So,
days.
So, tune in January, I guess, to see the remaining half of the season, where although the Andromeda has never the crew have yet to call for backup, it no longer becomes a possibility. Off to you.
Very good. So I didn't have to shoot anybody this time, except I totally shot somebody this time. Yeah, interesting day. But yeah, for those of you watching the VOD, if you notice that there's a significant gap, or we seem a little disconnected from the previous episode, that's why, because there will be a gap between current recording and the next time we record and broadcast. So look forward to that. It should be fine, though. We're not having too many great changes. And I'll probably have things to say next time. There's some special things I'll be saying next time in future broadcasts. But for now, everyone watching out there, thank you very much for watching. For those of you playing and running, thank you very much for doing so. And hope to see you again next time. Bye.
I feel like there's something very thematically appropriate of doing like a no contact thing in January.
Oh, like having a hard time talking to people and stuff.
Yeah, like dead of winter, you can't talk to anyone. Seasonally appropriate.
As I
Yeah,
sit
yeah,
here
we're
in
calling
summer.
this the seasonal depression season.
Uh-huh.
Spatial.
I was thinking more, war campaigns and stuff.